Welcome to Off Da Binge, your ultimate seasonal anime podcast. Each week, we deliver top recommendations, hot takes, and in-depth reviews of the latest episodes from this season's lineup. Join us as we give you your weekly dose of anime coverage. Once again, I want to say welcome to Off the Binge to all our new or returning listeners. I'm your host, Crash, aka the Hispanic Assassin, your veteran anime recommender, and with me always are my lovely hosts, starting with the one, the only, the great, the fantastic, I don't know, my boy Vash.
Hey guys, I am your legendary humanoid typhoon, Legend D Vash, but you could call me Vash, and I love anime. We got Super Saiyan 4, or maybe the bonus. We don't know the actual name yet. Confirmation from the lore of Goku from Will. It's so special, man. I almost cried. I teared from the bottom of my soul. I felt emotions. Go check out the reaction because you get to watching this on Monday at 10 a.m. for those that check out the premiere. But if not, go check out the reaction of myself and Nate from Memory NK. And Watkins, we got emotional. We're tearing. We're going to do our best on schedule for episode 20 of Daima. But who else we got? Our co-host.
Chan, of course. I'm just a chill girl who likes to watch everything and anything. And yeah, we have Man God here, of course. He's always watching over us. Hi, Man God.
Right here.
Hi, hello.
Oh my God. But yeah, today we have another wonderful episode, and today we're gonna head to the binging. I haven't binged anything. Crash hasn't binged anything, but we have our amazing Vash the Typhoon that he's binged something. You want to talk about it?
Yo, shame on you guys. Not having enough time in the day, not having enough time in the week. You know what? That you guys not able to binge stuff, anime or animation related. That is sad. But hey, before I continue on, let me give the quick plug. Talk about how to flop. Go check out our week 6 coverage. We didn't talk about anime. We spoke about what you should be dropping, watching, what's trash, what's goat. So go check out that. Also, our first tier list and Anime Lily podcast. Go check that out. We gladly appreciate the support and the fans for that. But, you know, since you guys are not watching nothing, let me just spitball of what I've been watching. One of the things I've been watching, me and Wifey got back onto the One Piece train. We're at 10 episodes ending away from Whole Cake Island. We're 10 episodes. We're about to see Big Mom fall against the Straw Hat Pirates. And then we're about to see Big Mom eat her big wedding cake. And Snake Man Luffy versus the ending fight of Katakuri. So we're about to see that. And then we're going to skip a few episodes of the Reverie, because for those that are One Piece watchers know that the One Piece Reverie anime adaptation did a lot of fucking flashback. And depending on Wifey, if she wants to watch those episodes just to get her a bit, you know, it's been a couple of years, then go ahead. I'm going to be like, yo, you do you watch those episodes. I'm going to tune out because I don't need to rewatch what I've been watching for the past like 20 years. So I'm good on that. Me and Wifey are continuing my dress up darling. We're still on episode 5, so we need to get back on that. Me and Neko are watching The Daily After Mordecai. We went from episode 7 since last podcast, episode 16, because this is episode 18, and now we're in episode 9. So we went 2 episodes, chat, in 2 weeks. I feel like that's progress. That's progress, chat.
Hey, this week, chat. This week, I swear, guys.
And on top of that, me and Wifey did finish the My Adventure with Superman season 2. Can't wait for season 3. It was a beautiful story. If anybody has seen the story of Brainiac involving with Superman and Supergirl, you have seen other iteration of very similar storylines when it comes to the comics or to the Superman animated series. But when it comes to this version, it was very good, adapted real well. Krypton, Brainiac, are some advanced technology motherfuckers, but Brainiac, go fuck yourself, because it seems like you remind me of some type of like Voltron, Ultron type of character with the way they try to build him in this. And the way that this man Superman evolved every time into his outfit, it gives me like a Sailor Moon type of vibe. But I know that's on purpose because with the anime references many times. I know there was like a Monkey D. Luffy reference in the previous few episodes ago. I think during episode 7 of season 2. So that's pretty fire. And the last thing, I know Crash is excited about this. One of my secret anime that I told you guys that was a secret, but it seemed like it was a horrible secret with Crash. It was Overlord. Me and Mega GREM binge watched season 1 of Overlord, and we're already on season 2. I think we're in like episode 3 of season 2. Yeah, oh no, we are only on episode 1. From what it seems like on Analyst, we only won 1 episode of season 2. So it's been a fun watch.
Keep going.
The one thing that has been a shock to my system is I heard all the same fucking openings from opening 1 through opening 4 or 5 in the ED. I've heard them for all these years through my YouTube GOOGLE playlist. The reason I pronounce it because I have my smart device right next to me. So if I say it's gonna start playing some music, so then I don't want to deal with that right now. So I've heard all these songs over the years. So now seeing Overlord and seeing where these songs come from, it's like a little nice to like make sense. The little rock type of metal type of vibe. I really fuck with it. The opening songs are great. Mega GREM, he showed me from all the way up to like opening 4, and I'm like, my G, I'm not even there yet. Be like, nah, but I gotta show you, like, you know what? I've heard the songs already, but still fire though. But the visuals, so many questions. Who they're versing, who they're fighting, what's going on here now? It's been a blast. Mega GREM, I want to ask before we transition out, how have you been enjoying this rewatch for you? First time watch for me, Overlord.
I enjoy it, you know. I really like Overlord. It's fun. It's fun hearing all your questions and giving you nothing.
Keep going. That's the best thing I can say.
That is true. He does
update.
give me
Keep going.
nothing. I ask questions. He tells me like, hey, these guys that he has under them, what type of animal do they look like? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of hard when they look like humans. And he still wants me to guess. And like, I think his elders one is a dragon, and I guess it was a hamster, I believe.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, so my first thought, like, hey, he's probably a guinea pig or hamster. Like, if he's supposed to be the strongest one, then probably he's gonna be like the opposite thing. But now he's a dragon. I'm like, okay, cool. I would have never guessed that, because he looks like a regular damn fucking butler that's called Sebastian.
The hamster, he's good boy. That will always be a good boy to me. That's the goat. But anyways, that's
Demiurge being an imp is great.
Oh yes.
Oh, wait until you guys get to the movie. And no spoilers, but just get to the movie part, and you guys will be.
I believe when we get to a movie, he's going blind for that one, so that is pretty exciting when the time comes for that.
Yeah.
Just when you guys watch it, come back to me so I can hear your reactions, because I can't wait to see if we
sure.
are on the same page.
If anything, we might even do a review during Off Da Binge, or probably like a one-off video when the time, because I know I'm enjoying Overlord. But other than that, that's literally what I've been binging over the past 2 weeks, and just quick conversation just to, roll off my tongue. Anybody has any questions about my One Piece, Dress Up Darling, my Adventure Superman, or Overlord before we move on?
All I'll say real quick is my Dress Up Darling, unfortunately, the manga's going to end very soon. Last chapter's coming up, so I'm very, very upset. I might have to watch the anime, the manga very soon, so you already know.
Are you going to actually read the manga, or are you going to probably spoil yourself and go to the ending, just to see what's going on?
No, I'll read from where the end of season 1 came up and just read from onwards there, if that's where I'm at.
Good. Yeah.
About sounds a good choice, because it's not like you did something similar with a series that we're gonna review later, that's called Solo Leveling, or probably it's pretty interesting. But hey, since we're talking about the winter season animes, let's try to jump into our anime spotlight, get to the conversation, get to the flow of things. Because for this week, quick reminder, Chad, be advised to the audience and listeners that we'll review the seasonal anime coverage from this past Sunday of February 16th to this Saturday, the February 22nd. So as you see from this Monday release episode 18 that we're on, we only reviewed this. We're all gonna bring up probably a few times week 6, anything that was popular, anything that was hit, that anything that we're doing coverage for. But hey, we did How to Flop last week. That's something that we'll be doing every season. But for this, we'll be talking about week 7. So there will always be time codes, spoilers. Be advised, jump in, like the video, comment about your thoughts about what was your episode of the week as well. So without further ado, let's jump into our first section, which is the rom-com section. And let's jump into the few of the series we're talking about is that have crush at work. Blue Box, Honey Lemon Soda, I'm Trash, Time to Not with Amagami Sister, I'm Getting Married to a Girl in My Class, and Medaka, Kuroiwa, and Personal Charms. What series do you guys want to talk about first?
I think I kind of want to talk about Honey Lemon Soda so we can stop talking about it.
All right.
What do you guys think?
Let's go get into
Here
Honey
we
Lemon
go
Soda.
again.
It seems like you want to jump into it just because it's bad, and I agree. Go. Talk to us.
Yeah, man, I was okay with the pushy energy at first, but he's super pushy. Our main boy doesn't like say what he's thinking, and even worse, our main girl doesn't ask what he's thinking. She does a lot of assuming, and it's making an ass out of her and him, honestly. She's not honest about how she feels. And she's trying to, I guess, take the high road and let him get back with his ex, and his ex is also trying to take the high road and let him move on, but neither of them have asked him what he wants. And I don't know. It's just like, he's there. You could talk to him. Communication. Remember, we've been harping on it all season.
We have
They
really
don't
been
do that in this show.
we really been harping on communication, trust your partner, speak up, and I do agree with that, Grumman. Man, God, because you do bring up a good point. Is that something that was bothering me of how she is on a roller coaster of emotions. I believe Memory said it last week that she's going through a gymnastic through her head of what she's going through. I believe is this character from Honey Minnesota and the other one from the Medaka, the girl MC. They both bother me, but I'm not sure if because I'm a bit older, so I'm already about to be in my 30s. So I'm in the time of my life that with my own partner who I've been dating for years, and I communicate, and we have gone through already past that struggle. So when I see this high school show, that I understand that I'm a bit out of the age range, but I'm trying to relate to it. But seeing her, the current character Uka, trying to help somebody else to like, hey, you can keep the guy that you broke up with. You still love him. Go be with him. But I'm gonna lie to you that I don't love him. But by the end of the episode, he came to my house to go out with me to a festival. But I'm gonna still run away from him just because he shouldn't be with me, because he should be with the other girl because she loves him as well. I'm like, no. You gotta also own up to your emotions. You cannot hide yourself or hide who you are because you're trying to decide that part of you. And that shit was pissing me off. I'm like, why are you running? Like, I felt like I was that meme. Like, why are you running? Like, go back to him. It pissed me off.
And you're deciding his feelings for him too. It's like
without hearing his opinion as well. Like,
exactly.
without letting him speak. Like, hey, I came to your house. Okay, you heard that from him. And I came to ask you out, but your other friend beat me to it. Okay, he said that he came to look for you. He came to ask you on a date, and you're still running away from him. Why? So Neko, tell us how you feel about this, because you've been not saying protecting, you've been telling us to wait. Do you still feel this way? Do you still feel?
I do, because look, man, I'm biased. I'm biased only because, look, dude, look, I just I love the story. I just love this author's stories, and of course, even if it's not one of my favorites, I think you just after you've already talked about, right? This is high school. This is really hard for them in general. Even though he actually is pushy and he does say his feelings in a way, but only with actions, not really with words. Like he'll just like kind of go around about with it. But Uka's has been trying and slowly sometimes she'll retract and stuff. But I think this episode she was like, you know what, I need to stop doing that. I'm not gonna lie to myself, and this is like a big stepping stone for her to not do that, right? And like I don't remember, I'm not gonna lie, but I think this is a good stepping point for her to be like, hey, she's probably going to confess next episode. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Uka's interesting because she's not like a typical, I would say, shy person. Like you were like shy MC. She's been getting friends. She's been kind of putting herself more out there. But it's just for me, my frustration was Kai. I'm like, Kai, you know what she's thinking. You know what's going on, and you know your feelings at this point. So it's like you just say the words, because that's what made Serena even anxious in their relationship, right? Like he loved her, right? But then at some moments, even Serena was like, "Is he just with me out of pity?" Like, or like he doesn't want to lean on me, but I'm leaning on him on so much things, right? So it's like Kai just needs to say "I love you" and "I want you" or something, right? I just feel that. I'm like, Kai, what's going on, man?
Neko, I have a question for you.
What's up, dude?
Can you think about it not with the manga? Just ignore the manga and only look at the anime right now.
Even anime wise, yeah, I do feel that.
I
I've seen
think
worse.
Respect.
I've seen worse.
I think that Serena did a good thing getting away from Kai
Yes.
because she was becoming emotionally dependent on him.
Yes.
Agreed.
She realized that. So she needed to separate herself. And that's completely fair. I think she did a really good thing. I worry, and maybe this is just taking a leap. I worry that Kai wants that emotional dependence. That's why his friend is so harsh on our main character, our femc.
Mm-hmm.
I worry if that's the reason he's just trying to say, like, maybe you don't need them to be so dependent on you. Maybe you need them to be their own people.
Good there.
I don't know. I just feel like
I just want to see, out of all this, you're hearing my take, you're hearing Neko, you hear Man God. Where do you sit on this?
So I have, for the first time, I'm gonna say an Off the Binge, I have some hate on some characters. One of them is gonna be Kai. Again, I think all you guys have correct opinions. I don't disagree with you guys at all. But I'm gonna bring back I'm with Neko on the fact that I'm going to say that this episode was good. I don't think it was bad by any means. It explains a lot in the characters, on their development, and where we stand now with the story going forward. I get where you and GREM are coming from. Like I as much as I would like an explanation on where my feelings are, again, the point of this show is that, we are seeing adolescent children learn to understand their emotions, and we're also dealing with an FC that does not know anything about this. This is her first time learning to create friends who don't want to bully her, a potential love interest that may have feelings but doesn't know how to reciprocate it back. It sucks, and we want the kind of like, we're at this point now in the show where we're like, get to the fucking point. Like, I just want to see, like, get a confession, get even lovey-dovey, or even like holding hands, or even kiss, something like what we're getting with Blue Box, what we're getting with like any other fucking rom-com right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with this right now is like I said before in the previous episodes, this show is not for everybody. 110%. If you're looking for that like quickness, that like, oh, it's gonna develop real quick, so then they're gonna like each other and go out, no, that's not it. And I would say at that point, stop watching the anime, because that's not what you're gonna get. Even me not reading the manga, I could just tell at a glance, like, a lot of people are gonna be very disappointed by how the anime might end. But what I will say is, like, Kai really disappointed me. Like, we get now how Serena feels, how her origin story came, how they met. He even kissed her, and I was like, God damn, we getting a little interesting here. Quite bad. But then we see, you're absolutely right, Vash, where you talk about emotional dependency like that. That is a perfect example, like the perfect answer to like this whole show. And it's like, we don't know what's Kai's role, point, feelings, and everything, right? And we don't know why it's taking so long for us to understand that. Maybe we'll get an origin story of him himself, how he feels that way, why he's doing this with other girls, for sure. But my main question is with Yuka, right? Is like, is she just overall like gonna step up and like get him, or is it like where's the story going? Is what I'm trying to say. Because at this point, I know where she stands. I'm glad that she confessed to Serena. She's like, yes, I want him. I like him. But what about him? Is she playing her for a fool? Is he playing everyone for a fool? Is his best friend gonna still go away from him? We don't know. The story can go in any way possible, any way, shape, or form. I'm just happy that like certain things were addressed now better than later. But overall, Kai, look, my boy, be a man. Just say it how it is. If you're afraid to say your feelings because you're a man and you don't want to see your feelings to a girl, for sure that is a trope. I can get around that idea. It's a really shitty trope, but it like for sure I can get along with the idea. But if I get to like episode 10 and you don't tell me where the fuck you feel by at that point, I'm gonna have to lower the scores of the show. I'm gonna be with Grandma like, bro, this shit's dog shit. Like at that point, I don't even know why I'm still watching the show, because at that point, I should at least gotten a reason for why Kai is the way Kai is. And if I don't get that by then, bro, I'm sorry.
I would say this, to be honest, if we were not reviewing this weekly, I would have dropped the show already.
In fairness, like I said, the show's not for everybody. It's not by any means.
If you guys said like, there's not a review type of show weekly, I'll like cool. If one of you guys brought it up once a week, cool. I'll be like, cool. I'm gonna drop that. I would have dropped it by episode 3. I would be like, cool. If we're not reviewing it, that means I don't have to put no commitment issues. But the only reason I'm watching this so we could bring conversation, I could put my input into it. But if we didn't, shit, I would have dropped that shit a long time ago.
Yeah,
I trust Neko. It's the only reason I'm still watching it.
That too. Also, I trust Neko.
She's
she's known for her taste for rom-coms and everything, and she has good stock right now so far. So if by episode 12, if it falls flat still for me, I'm gonna be like, yeah. Damn, Neko, you have one off right now so far.
Maybe her stock is dry. Like,
I mean, let's remember that she is now by officially the romance anime recommender, not me no more. She's taking that title away from me, which I'm very happy for. So,
yeah, right.
So if she fails on that, I don't mind taking that title right the fuck back. You know, me that.
Romance anime recommender. I think I'm in contention for that, homie. What's up?
For sure, that's anybody's title. That's anybody's game. But the question now is like,
I'm not taking that one. I'm gonna go. I could be the Seekat Fantasy or the Shonen person here.
That's good for all you, puppy. We don't want that. That's all you.
Yeah, take that.
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm a hopeless romantic.
Do we have any other good or bad thoughts for Honey Lemon Soda before we transition into the next one?
No, I think we wrapped that up.
Cautiously optimistic. The show, I keep being optimistic and it keeps failing me.
Look, out of my 19 animes that I've seen, I have Honey Lemon Soda at number 17. Nice. Out of my 19, I have it as number 17. So, who wants to go next with the next series for us to go to? Now let's continue on with our rom-com conversation. We already did Honey Lemon Soda and that conversation. Now let's transition into the new girl getting into it. I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class, episode 8. Now, Crash, talk to us, because you said that you want to transition into this. Talk to us.
Yeah, I know a lot of people online, and even some of my co-hosts were talking a lot of shit, and I want to address these allegations head on because this pink-haired girl Mako right here, caught me in the first half. Not gonna lie, if you know the meme, you know the meme. I was expecting a lot of things when I saw that preview last episode, and I started watching this, and I was like, there's something about her that I like and I don't like at the same time. But what always enticed me back was the pink hair, because you already know the Hispanic assassin is a sucker for anime girls with pink hair. Nonetheless, we find out, her intentions and what kind of character she is, where she's from, who she's affiliated with. And all I'm going to say is, boy, oh boy, that last scene, in the bathtub was a bit spicy, to say the least. And I think she's going to be a very interesting character. I can see why people hate her. I don't hate her, but I don't not dislike her either. And I think she's going to be a very fun character to be around, to say least. I will say, though, her shtick of I like you and I want you is starting to get a little annoying, so I will say that much. And the chibis, for the first time ever, I was complaining a lot about the chibis in previous episodes, saying that's a lot. I didn't mind that this time around having a lot of chibi moments in this episode. Me personally, I know a lot of you guys will say something different for sure.
If I may speak first, I would say I'm going to read up from my synopsis what I wrote. OD chibi from being used. I felt overused with the chibi art. However, for the senpai episode, we found out about the Ken's sister. She ain't dead, but while alive and wants to marry our MC instead of Akane. We have Chise versus pink hair girl for the love of the little sister vibe for our MC. Our MC shower scene with the pink hair got very spicy. Phew, but at what cost? Low score is a constant of the chibi, but the overall story was great. The chibi form took me out. Like, if you say animation wise, it's like a 7. Not saying that chibi is bad. It's just for the comic relief, it felt overused. Story wise, it was very good, spicy, and it was very progressive. We thought that the sister was dead. She ain't dead. We thought that the sister could go literally say, hey, you could do anything with my body. Shower scene had her whole titty there in the back. Say, hey, have you done this with anybody else? He said, nah, but do whatever you like. Get in the shower. I don't mind. Just don't tell anybody. Like, bro, you literally are breaking all the marriage rule book, and you're also breaking all the fantasies. You're literally doing this with the girl's sister in the shower without even asking for it. Like, but also even going to bed at the end. She asks, are you willing to break up with me or be with my sister instead of me? Like, I don't know. I'm so mixed on this episode. Not sure that if I hate it because of how twist it went, but also the direction we're heading. I'm just curious to know, because now we went from having the rival being the girl he's married, but then having the best friend, the girl he likes too now. And now we're having the sister coming out here, having a whole sister complex, also battle being Oni-chan. Am I the only one here?
You're the only one there. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not going to speak for my co-host. I'm sorry. I'm not with you on that, but I'll let you guys, please. I want to hear your opinions on that.
All I gotta say is there was some shade being thrown on Shisei last week and the week before. I was getting it from everybody here. They were saying, oh, she's probably the one who hid the ring.
Oh, that was me.
Or oh yeah, that was
me. I was loving Shisei the entire time. What the fuck?
And now we see that there is a little sister that's a demon, but it's not Shisei. She's cute and adorable, and she knows her place. And I mean that in a messed up thing. It's that's her, for all intents and purposes, big brother, and she does love him. But I think it's like a familial love. I don't think she seriously wants to get married to him. I think it would have been a convenience sake thing to get married to him. And I think she would have been fine serving him. Like old style Japanese
maid type shit.
Yeah, like maid type shit. And I think people have to understand that. I don't think there's any romantic interest there at all.
No,
I think she wants to be pampered, and she wants to pamper him, but it has nothing to do about wanting to get nasty with each other.
I would objection that. I think we've seen moments where she actually breaks her little sister act and does want to, but she just loves him a lot that she's okay with him being with Akane. You know, I think she does. She definitely, you'll see little moments where she'll break about that. So
she entered the house a couple episodes ago without them knowing, and then did a whole detective part of the episode, but saying that she's the one that was the person. I'm like, hey, that's a bit questionable as a sister story trope. I'm like, hey, ma'am, you're my cousin, you love me and everything, but you're gonna trick myself and my wife that you were in our house scaring her, but also not telling us, and then finding out that you're the one that's doing this whole detective as a story.
Well, I mean, she didn't know that's what Akane was being afraid of. That's why at the end she's like, oh wait, that's just me. Wait, you were afraid of me? I think she is very attached to our main character. I don't think she's malicious.
Yeah,
and for that matter, I don't think Akane's sister is malicious either. I actually wanted to ask you a question, Vash. How did it feel? Like I feel like you don't live up to your name. The humanoid typhoon, because we just saw a humanoid typhoon enter the scene. She was a natural disaster, bro.
Yeah.
She came in and made this whole episode disjointed.
So I like her in the natural disaster. I never gave her the cons. If you pay attention to what I said, I was having a problem with the guy MC when my boy he didn't have the balls to go and say no. He just let things happen. I get it. She came in, controlled the room, she controlled the space, she blackmailed, she went all arms. You 100%. I have no problem with what she did. That's a humanoid typhoon. She did what a Vash character would do. What I would do.
How do you
That
feel
is
she
great.
took your position?
I love that. She took control of the room. She came in, did what she did. She snapped her fingers. She took the energy. She even said, "Hey sis, if you don't marry him, I got you. I will take your place." And she said, even in the bathroom, said, "Yo, baby girl. I mean, hey, baby husband. I'm already got my tips on you, but if you want something more and anything else, I could give you that." And he said anything. He even questioned like anything, like anything. So like, hey, trust me, man, God, I understand. I'm on your boat. I like her so far. She's human and typhoon. Check off the list, great. But what I didn't like is about the guy MC that he didn't stand on 2 toes. Like, hey, you chose not to go on a date with the guy with the girl best friend, but you're letting her go in the bathroom in the tub with you and not standing on 2 toes, saying like, hey, I'm gonna step out. Even if you blackmail me, I'm gonna still take the L there. But you rather get her, and now you have your first check off the list that is non-family member. Nah.
May I present to the court 2 pieces of evidence, please?
Oh no!
The defendant may rest his case. Evidence number 1: to Gremlin. 100% right on the cousin does not like, he like just loves, like, you know, family wise, but nothing more than romantic. And I agree, because if I refer to you guys in the anime known as Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feeling in Russian, we have Yuki's assistant, her maid, Ayano, who feels the same way in that sense between, you know, him and Masume, what's his name? Fuck, I forgot his name already. But the MC for, you know, Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feeling in Russian. They have a very similar aspect with this anime here as well too. It's like you know, they like each other for sure, you know, but it's nothing romantic. It's just like I want to take care of you in a special way, and I respect that. You know, it would be nice, but I think the way they're doing this little romantic, this little friendly friendship, I guess, in the family aspect is very cute. I don't mind it. I think it's a nice take. It's not an original trope by any means, but it's cool. I like it. I don't have a problem with it. She's very cute and adorable. Like, what more can really say on that? The second piece of evidence I was going to say, right, to the MC's defense, right, we're talking about Saito here. We want to remember he's also an adolescent, you know, guy. You know, he's still growing, he's still in puberty, right? You know, we know that, you know, he may have moments where he might fall for the traps per se. So, you know, he might have seen his wife, you know, naked one time in the bathtub, for sure. You know, we've all may have been there once or twice. You know, how we gonna feel, you know. But, you know, it's different when you are in a position where you're being blackmailed and you want to protect your significant other. I feel like he is doing what he can to protect this relationship, because he doesn't want anyone knowing, but also not to that, but also because he wants to preserve, you know, and respect his partner's wishes. She has a dream and she wants to achieve it by any means possible. And if that means sacrificing his greater good, you know, his own humanity, so that she can achieve that, then I think he's doing the right thing as a husband, despite him being very young. If he has to fall for the traps and succumb to this girl's wishes so that way she can get what she wants, meaning, you know, Akane, then by all means let this pink hair girl do whatever it is that she has to do. You know, do I like it? No. But if we're looking at the perspective of this man, is he doing right? For sure. And even, you know, Akane is also doing the right thing, asking, hey, do you still like me? Would you go out with the other girl? These are questions being asked in a perspective where, hey, like, if push comes to shove and you're being blackmailed, would you cover for me? Or are you just going to be truthful and be like, yeah, no, I'm not with you on a dip? And that's kind of the thing the anime is trying to show us right now. Like, hey, like, what would you do if you're in that situation? I don't know. Me personally, that's a tough cookie right there, you know. Anime pink hair girl throws her titties in the back of me while I'm with somebody. I'm already cheating. I'm fucked. I'm dating a Latina woman. She's gonna cut my balls off. I'm screwed either way. You know, it's nice seeing you guys. But for anybody else who might be able to get away with this, what say you? Would you fall for that trap? or would you stay loyal to the missus? That's my food for thought for today.
I think what it is, if I may, I think I don't I think it's that they're both being overwhelmed, because anything bad, like Vash, you were talking about, that like the male main character wasn't pushing her off, neither was the female main character, neither was Akane. I think they were both just getting super overwhelmed by the little sister.
100%.
I think she came in swinging and
Yep.
nobody knew how to react.
Exactly. Nobody knew how to swing the ball, and they kept getting strike, and they got hit by the human typhoon. She came
Exactly.
in and just blew the doors, and nobody knew how to stop it. So really curious to see on how the next episode they react. How will they recuperate on their marriage? Because we know that this is a show that they are going to be married, and they're going to go through a lot of trials and tribulation. So I'm really curious to see how that continues. So I'm here for the ride, but those were my thoughts for it.
I'm very upset Hamari was not in this episode. That's all I got to say on that. You know, Joseph or Hamari.
I was also gonna say, as my last little thought here, I was gonna say I forgot. Damn it. I got interrupted. Just go next.
Next,
I
all
forgot.
right, let's get transition into the blue box, into the festival of the story. Crash, I'm gonna pass it to you first. What did you think about the blue box? Were you blue balls? Were you satisfied? Did the marriage of love story happen? Did they kiss? Did they not kiss? Did the confetti get in the way?
Look, all I'm gonna say is God is good. God is so fucking good. Let me tell you why. Chinatsu, I'm so fucking happy you got to see my boy Potechi kiss the fucking childhood friend. That's what you fucking get. You should have said for the previous episode that you were saying maybe confessing feelings. We don't know why. You should have said it a second time, because when he asked, "What did you say?" and you refused to say nothing, that's on you now. You know why? Because now you might think, "Oh shit, he kissed Hina. What the fuck am I supposed to do?" Nothing, mommy. Nothing. That's it. You cooked. This accident, is a whole ass trope. Oh, I have this ball hanging, down. I tied it so good. Nope. You just see it hanging right there in the background. That was so obvious it's gonna fucking drop.
I knew that ball was gonna drop, and I was like, when it was gonna drop, like, oh, I probably during the kiss, and it was me and Memory watching, and we were all laughing that. No, I believe Crash was there too. Like, we all was watching, like, oh, the ball's gonna drop in his head during the scene. It happened. It was hilarious. The ball dropped, the kiss happened. The two things I really love about this episode is this. Once Taiki found out that he was going to be in the scene, instead of him waiting and dealing with the repercussion, the first thing he did was text Chinatsu that, hey, I'm in the play, I'm the prince, hey, this happened, because he knows originally he told her that he wasn't in it. Now he is. So he's communicating that first thing foremost, and I appreciate that. The reason I bring that up, because that's number one. Number two is what happened after the kiss. Every friend during the play was teasing them about, oh my god, did you guys kiss? And he took charge, and the anime just felt like I felt like our boy Taiki was an actual prince, because he had the outfit, the fucking the whole fucking coat in the background just had the whoosh, and I felt like, yo, Taiki had a good speech. I love how you told his friend, like, hey, I appreciate you joking around, but I don't like it that you're teasing about something that me and Hina did or not do, and it doesn't feel great. It's not comfortable, so I'm not a big fan of it. So can you stop? Of course, guys, I'm paraphrasing, because I'm sure he didn't say word by word of that, but those are my two favorite scenes, because it just felt genuine to the characters, and it felt to Taiki communicating to himself, and also, I don't have much to say about this last thing, but we met the purple hair girl in the opening, but that's all we got. 3 lines of her. We're all gonna find out more later, but that's all I got. Honestly.
I want to review real quick before I pass it to my co-host. I'm glad. I have written here on my personal notes, new side pieces this week. Number 2, Blue Box, Ayame, and even though we didn't see much or hear a lot about her, what we have a clear understanding is that she is not like the other girls with Shinisu or Hina. I don't know how she's gonna play into her joining into Taiki's life by any means. I low-key am praying for a harem, and now that we're in going to episode 20, I hope that we finish off Blue Box and it goes into a season 2, because there's so many things, there's so many possibilities you can go with this anime, and I'm all for it. I love it. I don't want it to end. I'm at this point now where I'm like, I just want more. I don't care if I wait another year or two. Like, you have a new character potentially that's gonna mess up or throw a wrench in the works with this romantic little love triangle between the 3 of these characters, and I love it. And I just can't wait to see more of it. To you guys, what do you guys think?
Watch this week's episode. So continue.
So on my end, I'm gonna just also read on mine. Did they kiss? That's the real question. But the play was fast forward for us to get through. By the way, cute play, cute idea addition they did where the prince meets her, so it's much better to feel special for the true love kiss to wake her up. Pretty smart actual idea on that sense. So it's pretty cool.
Take notes, Disney. We're tired of the usual bullshit tropes. Get better.
Agreed.
Let him know. Let him know.
But Taiki was nervous as an actor, but did good overall. His team members were cutting ass on him, but it was adorable. We get introduced to the new girl, purple hair. Was she meant for more? Why she questions love? That was also my synopsis for this episode.
Hey.
But I also appreciate the athletes, because the athletes that was watching Taiki, I understood them, because I've been in that position, any tech position where we have been watching our peers or team members do other stupid shit, and we want to support them, but we're also gonna make fun of them because that's part of the job. So I really understood why his senpai and everything was just like, oh, take it in this play, and they want to be there more and enjoy it. So I appreciate that. When it comes
Do you guys think Chinatsu's gonna be very upset when Taiki talks to her next week, or what we think on that? I'm actually very curious to know your opinions on that.
Howdy, probably.
I
From
don't
what you
have
guys are
one.
explaining.
I don't have one. It's hard to say.
Interesting. Okay.
Not saying I don't have one in a bad way. I just don't have a theory. It's hard to come with theories in rom-coms when it's just you don't know the characters too well to kind of guess where they will go. Like for Chinatsu, she saw the kiss, but it's hard to say how she react when we don't know her perspective. Like, where was her eye level to see that? It's kind of hard to say. But I want us to talk about this rom-com real quick, since I know it's just me and Crash that are watching it. And it is time to now with Amagami Sister episode 19. Yo, Crash, we are wrapping up on this episode. We're finally 5 episodes away from this. I know you have a lot of shit to say, but I'm gonna keep my story short. Because I know
it's gonna be short too. I want you to say it here in the podcast.
The mom is continuing to play with Uka and Uka and Yuna feelings, but the most playful and growth way. She is giving them trials to grow and be a better version of themselves. Even though Uka is helping Yuna to find herself and not lose the person she's becoming, because she wants to put 100% on the shrine, but she has other dreams to aspire. So I really appreciate that. And Uka Yuna is helping each other grow helping each other to get ready was hilarious. For anybody that don't know the scene, imagine you helping your wife put on the bra, put on the panties and everything, but it's not because she's your wife, it's because you guys swap bodies, and it's just a hilarious scene. And it's funny how the friend of Yuna acted like the whole type of supernatural of body switching was very normal. It was because where they live in Kyoto is a normal thing in the supernatural world for Japan. So that was my synopsis for this episode and quick thoughts. Anything to rebuttal, Crash, about this?
I have 2 quick things to say on this. First off, I want to rebuke what I was saying, that I wanted Vash to admit here on the podcast, that fuck the mother, because I would never. I think that is the mom. I don't think that's just any god, because it's just too much of a coincidence to say that, hey, this specific god is just messing around with everybody and everything. Nah, fuck the mother. I'm sorry. How dare you trap these 2 innocent children, swap their bodies, and then just proceed to make him grope her like that? Like, what's all this? Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, it was funny. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just looking at her like, bro, you have nothing else better to do with your lives than just watch these 4-ass characters? Like, come on, that's just so stupid. And then to the other second thing I want to say, right, with Yuna, with with Yuna. My thing right with her is I just generally want to know her backstory, what she wanted to say, what she wanted to do. Like with Yue, with Ashi, their backstories were actually pretty interesting to say the least. But with Yuna, she was very out of left field. Like I don't know what she had to contribute besides her being a whole tsundere. But honestly, now seeing like
Girl wants
what
to be a
she brings to the
doctor
table,
or like a
yeah,
scientist,
yeah,
seems like it.
she wants to be something that's more than what herself. And I think that's a very noble goal. That's a very nice thing to say. And it's hard for somebody to address their feelings, especially when you're in a position where you have to make a choice in your life. And that's what the show, again, I gotta remind everybody back, with the previous episodes. The whole point of the show is, that now that Uru is gonna potentially take over the shrine, the girls also have a chance now to do whatever it is they want to do. However, you also want to consider that it may not be that way for a lot of the girls. Specifically with her, she still feels like she has an obligation to help, with the shrine and make decision of, do I want to pursue my goal, my dream, whatever it is with my future job, or do I want to just be a shrine maiden and just help out and just do that for the rest of my life? It is difficult, and they really try to express these girls in a way where it's like one girl might make sense for one person, or another girl might make sense for another girl. With Yuna, I always try to want to like her a lot, especially with the tsundere aspect. But now that I see now where she's coming from, what she's bringing out, I just can't wait to see what comes in the next episode, how it kind of all ends, how it feels like, okay, this is where we're gonna say, this is what we feel, and that's it. I can't wait to see the play too on that. It's gonna be really, really funny. And yeah, I hope the mom stops playing fucking games, because I'm kind of sick of her shit. On God, I'm not gonna lie.
The mom kind of reminds me of a trickster god, like Loki, trying to pull these pranks and trying to teach his lesson. So that's what it feels like. But other than that, I don't got much to say. Magami sister, they're about to end. They're at the final stretch, so I'm curious to see how these last 5 episodes will be, because I'm not sure if the manga's still going, because I'm sure there's more story to tell, unless they're gonna wrap it in one season. But I don't believe so. So I'm sure there's a lot more to tell within the story. But
sure.
We have the last 2 episodes of rom-coms. I haven't watched them, so I'll give it to my co-host panelists to talk about. I Have a Crush at Work, and Medaka Kuroiwa is in Personal Charm, so you guys could talk about it.
Can we start off with Medaka Kuroiwa before we end up with the best for last? I just want to get that out of the way. I'm just gonna say real quick, for week 6, because we didn't bring it back from week 6, we were doing the tier list. That episode was so much better than this episode. It was getting a little peak up there, and now with this one starting to go down a little more mid, I guess. Because now it's so my thing with the show, right, is okay, we have this girl who is trying to compete now to try to get this guy Medaka, right, whatever. And I feel like the whole pursuing, chasing after him, starting to get a little tedious, a little boring. At this point now that we're gonna get to the Halloween party, we're gonna see him, potentially seeing what they're gonna dress up as, whatever. And we kind of know where the feelings are at, whatever. My thing is all right, get to the point. Now I'm kind of questioning memories, things saying it's cooking, it's getting good. Yeah, it was. Now it's starting to get a little bored. Come on, I need a confession. I need something going on, because this past episode where they were looking at the phone and looking at the screensaver, and it was a fake Nami with tits. I was kind of bro, my God, come on, I guess you got jealous about that, whatever. She's I could do better than that. Yeah, but he doesn't like you, so of course he didn't save you as a screensaver. My girl, do better. I was asking for more. I wanted more in this anime. I don't know what you guys think.
I think we went from, I forgot what happened last episode. What happened
Me too. Actually,
it was a screensaver, and then they went to go look for party costumes for Halloween, because they're gonna throw a Halloween bash, and she thinks by getting the Halloween photos that she could save it on his phone so he can look at it all the time.
No, I thought that was the episode for this week, right?
Is
that was
not
the
it?
episode for this
Yeah,
week.
that is. Yeah, that was.
And what was it for last week?
For
Yeah.
last week was when he
Oh,
was sick.
he got sick.
He
Yeah,
got
he was
sick.
when sick.
Oh, he
And
was
he
sick.
was getting
Oh, okay,
two
yeah.
nurses. He has two
Okay,
nurses.
Yeah, no, that episode was
fucking-
We
way
went
better.
from peak.
Those
and
costumes
then
were fucking amazing.
We went from peak, and then we went to like kind of trash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be generous to say
kinda
mid.
bad.
I'm gonna be very generous to say mid. It's going to be trash if it doesn't get any better next episode. But it's meant
Me
to
and
be.
Nay are going through it, aren't we? Me trying to push Punny and he's trying to push Madaka. Like, oh,
Yeah,
You know,
no,
that's you guys. You guys have promised us like peak fucking rom coms. We're getting dog shit right now.
Well, look, I didn't say peak on my side. I forget if Memories said his was peak, so
Oh,
we're
he
not
definitely
cooking, are we?
Damn,
Oh, he did.
disappointing.
I see.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah, falling short.
I will take back that title if you're not gonna hold on to that.
gosh. Oh gosh. Well, let's talk about something that we all love to and actually find entertaining each week. I have a crush at work.
Let's go for it.
Look, for me personally, this episode was just like adorable. And of course, every episode is adorable, but just seeing how happy Masabu was just to like have a surprise for the anniversary was so adorable. I'm like, he tried to have a restaurant ready. He had the rings, he was planning everything out. He was so excited. He was like, man, I'm gonna be so cool. She's gonna think like I'm the best boyfriend. But then he didn't know that when you kind of keep things a secret really badly, your girlfriend's gonna find out and actually be suspicious and very anxious and mad that you're hiding and lying to her. And
Yeah, this episode was a trope, and that's not a bad thing.
no, it's just
It was a trope
reality,
for a
right?
reason. It was
This is
a
like,
massive trope for such a good reason. Like, you always get the time where there's lies or something going on, or like white lies being said, and people get insecure in the relationship and they start worrying about different things. And I think this was a good example of doing that trope well, because she got upset, but she never got insecure. She was upset, but she was upset because she didn't know. And when she got told, I mean, they ended the episode in bed. Like, when she heard what was going on,
I will speak on that in a minute. Because I got some shit to say about
they
that.
started their anniversary off right. Let's just say,
literally, yeah.
literally.
They had a cozy night.
Look,
for
for
sure.
me, almost saying episode 7, I did not get to see. Chat, I was just behind the schedule, but I will see on episode 6. Since it was the week prior, it was solid episode 8. Rating. It was a wholesome episode showing that the couples work a life towards a couple that works in the same place, how they balance the friendly competition, and I can relate because me and wife used to work in the same location, so we used to have that. I remember back in the day in Crocs with my partner, we used to work as rivals and like who would have the most sales out of everyone, but we would have it between each other. And I love how the girl came to his crib for some healing dick. Is what you call it.
Oh my god.
That solves many problems and makes life better when you're with your partner. It's like the world problems are gone. So I really appreciate that from last week's episode. She had a stressful day. She said, you know what? We'll heal this up of this day. It's some good boyfriend dick.
I mean, yeah, you ain't wrong.
She literally, she was like,
did.
you know what
Nom,
I
nom,
need
nom, nom,
to
nom.
heal myself? Some of Masubu's.
But Crash,
What I will
talk
say,
to us for
yeah.
episode 7.
I would say, you know what? Fuck what everyone here says right now. Let me tell you real quick on this episode. This episode is literally explaining how to lie to your wife, how to lie to your girlfriend, how to lie to your side piece, how to lie to your bitch. And when all fails, when you done goof, when you get trapped, give her dick. Because you know what? At the end of the day, when you forget the anniversary, when you get her the wrong gift, when you fuck up, you're going to have to pay one way or another. It's going to be with your life. It's going to be with sex. And let me tell you, my guy, well, any of you guys, my viewers, initiates, chat, if you do goof, please wear protection. Because the last thing you want to do is pay child support for a wife who may not love you back. That's all I got to say on that.
Cool. All right. All right, though we have nothing else to say there. All right, let's cool. Move on to our next anime spotlight of the dramas. We have My Happy Marriage season 2, episode 7, Apothecary Diaries season 2, episode 7, and Ameku to MD Doctor Detective, which I don't know why we're still discussing that, because it's like, hey, only like one person watches that, maybe most likely.
Me.
Hey,
But
you Crash? Hey.
hey,
Let's
that was only
go.
like 3 people. I seen like, or 2 people that are talking about it. That's crazy. But
Wait, 3 people? That's crazy. Only 2 people talk about that Amagami show. So I want to hear you
Mm.
talk.
hey,
Mm.
but you know what we could talk about? The greatness is. Let's start off with Apothecary Diary season 2, episode 7. Because I
Hey,
see
take it
that
away.
this was somebody episode of the week.
It was a good episode. What can I say? It was great. I liked it. We got to
Did
see
it
some of
open
the
your door?
doors.
Yeah.
We finally learned what the doors were, and we got a little bit of shade thrown at Mao Mao. Somebody threw a little bit of shade at Mao Mao to get Mao Mao to figure out the secret. I'm trying to be vague here because I believe what Crash and
No,
Vash
okay.
I'm the
haven't seen
only
it?
one who didn't watch it. I apologize.
No, I
chat.
did see it. We saw it
You did?
together. The one that I didn't see
Okay.
was My Happy Marriage. So in the next conversation
okay.
is the one I'll be quiet with.
So I'm trying to be a little bit of vague for our friend Crash here. But yeah, there
Oh,
was
how
some
nice of you.
there was some
I appreciate you. I would not do the same, but I appreciate you. Thank you, man. God.
Yes, he
there was a
would.
lot of shade thrown
No, I wouldn't.
at Mao Mao this episode. And then there was also the prospect of her becoming a concubine this episode. Like, hey yo.
Yeah, girl was ready. Oh, sorry, not saying girl was ready. The emperor was ready, but he said, "Hey, I would love to have her, but girl needs a little bit of 15 centimeters bigger of a chest," is what he asked for. And sadly, our girl Mama don't got that.
I think Mama was giving him a dirty look for that
Oh,
comment
yeah.
too.
Oh, definitely she did. We also found out that there's a special shrine house to pick your next heir in the family and be with, but then Mama got like tricked with, told to come with,
Yeah,
also by an old man.
Mamo got like egged on, got told she wasn't shit, and then was like, your dad would have figured it out. Like, okay, all right.
What the fuck's going on in this
Yeah.
anime? What? I
Yeah.
need to catch up.
He said, "Word, my dad can figure it out." He said, "I got you," and then she figured it out. Our boy Genshi was so proud, but she kept asking the question, "Who is Genshi?" But then she kept telling herself, "You know what? I keep asking these questions, but I don't really need to know the answers to them. I'm gonna just continue not thinking about them." But you know, she is thinking about them subconsciously. She is.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's how we ended the episode. When we started the episode, we had Jinshi wondering if Mao Mao would ever figure it out and how he was going to tell her. Because he feels he needs to tell her.
And chat, and also Genshi was questioning who his identity is. Well, we don't know about himself, his own identity.
Yeah, Jinshi's going through it. Like you can see for like these last few episodes, like he's been having these dreams. He's been stressed, and it's a lot on him. And I'm guessing even with all the stuff he's always has to do in the background with the palace, but also just himself internally. And like he has to be quiet about all this. He doesn't have no one to turn to about all this stuff. Like he can't just chat it up and vent about it to anyone.
Nope.
Maybe Loman, what's his name? The man that's always next to him. I forget his name.
The eunuch.
The eunuch?
The eunuch. Yeah, the eunuch next to him. He could probably chat with him about it, really, but realistically, he can't really talk to anyone about it. So he has to internally just have all these feelings and stress, and it's sad. It's pretty sad. I'm like, I want Jinshi to live free, man, but he can't. He has so much responsibilities that he can't mess up on anything or even just be himself or nothing. He has to be this Jinshi character that he has to be. I'm like, oh man.
Other than that, I don't got much else to say because I like MERGER. He's trying to be nice, not to spoil the audience, and also spoil our lovely co-host. Because you know, when it comes to our next conversation, he might just tell every detail of that episode. That hey, like I could just tell my wife, like, hey, babe, it's pointless to watch the episode for me because I just got spoiled by my own co-host, and I feel like that's just sucks. But hey, it is what it is.
I will say the last thing I want to say about Apothecary is there was another idea floated. There was an idea of making her a concubine, but the emperor also said, "You know what, Jinshi, you could have her."
And they didn't
Like,
say
it-
no.
It was a throwaway line, but he said it.
And he said
You know,
yes.
Jinshi feels something for her, right? Like he was like, no, you don't want to take her, man. Don't
No,
take her,
look, he
Emperor.
knows
You don't
how
want
his son
her.
feels.
Correct
He
me if I'm
said
wrong,
no.
but isn't Jinshin is the brother to the emperor, or what is he to him? Right? They're
Well,
brothers?
maybe you should watch the episode.
Well, if you watch
Oh
the
my
episode,
god! Come on!
We don't know, man.
We don't
we
know.
don't know.
We don't know. We have no concrete
If
confirmation.
if we're looking at season 1 and what Mao Mao thinks, Mao Mao has kind of put it together in her head. She believes that Jinshi is the emperor's son.
But from this episode,
But
Jinshi
from this
believes
episode,
something
Jinshi
else.
thinks Jinshi and everyone else thinks that he is the emperor's brother. So we don't know.
Bless you.
In Mao Mao's head, she came to the conclusion that Jinshi is his son. And in this episode, we learn that Jinshi thinks that he's his brother. So, who knows? Anyway, My Happy Marriage.
Exactly. My
Yeah.
happy marriage. Go, Crash. You know what? Go first. Talk to us. Tell the chat what it is all about.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot. Can you remind me?
All right. So,
I haven't seen it, so probably it would be nice for you to go very vague like we did, hopscotch around the storylines.
Shit's getting really intense,
Okay.
and a war's about to brew
Okay.
between this very
The four great
the
nations.
Xenius- no, not Avatar. This
In
Xenius
the Fire
religious
Nation
group
attack?
and the military of Japan. They are about to break war. A certain iconic figure in the Imperial Empire has been kidnapped, and his whereabouts are unknown. So for the sake of protecting
I'm trying
the
not to
MC
laugh,
and
but every time Crash speaks about the war, I feel like he's speaking about Uncle Iroh, the Fire Nation. We're fighting about Bang Se. I just think it's Avatar right now. Like, he just keeps being so vague. I'm like, are we also talking about Avatar? Like, almost the same storyline? But yes, my
and shout out to
apologies.
Avatar. No, shout out to Avatar. We're getting a new series coming out. I cannot wait to speak on that later. Maybe in the
Anime
Anime
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, that's a news for tomorrow coverage.
But anyways, so to protect the MC and the love interest, they are now seeking refuge in a very important area of Japan to hide from this religious group. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I'll say on the matter.
Anybody wants to add anything else?
I still maybe it's because we watched this so early in the week, but I don't know. I think it says a lot that I don't remember the episode. I'm gonna be honest.
How about you, Neko? Any thoughts about this?
I'm not gonna lie. All I remember is that little kiss they had in the beginning.
See?
It was
What?
crazy.
Oh yeah, they
had a little-
kissed. It was crazy.
Oh, oopsies.
Hey,
Anyway,
hey, chat, you heard it. They kissed. I don't know who kissed, but somebody kissed. Alrighty. It's just like if there's nothing else to be said since we're going vague for this one. Anybody wants to talk about the Doctor Detective?
Yo, Dr. Detective was a pretty good episode. She got sued. And then she clapped back and said, "Bitch, stop poisoning your kid." It was a pretty fire episode.
I disagree. That shit, like, I thought that shit was gonna be nice. That shit was mid as fuck. The what I will just say is, I was expecting for the 12 episodes for this whole show, I was expecting like each episode is gonna have a different story about like a kind of Doctor House or Grey's Anatomy kind of thing, where like trying to figure out a mystery. Now we're on what, episode 7 of this? No, or episode 6, whatever, of this series, and it's like you're going back to the same fucking characters, the same fucking people, in the same fucking events, but then modified in another time. So we had 3 episodes about fire. We have now 2 episodes, literally the first episode and now the recent episode that just came out, about the same fucking people realizing now that the kid is sick and the mother's fucking crazy, and then another episode about some other bullshit. So it's kind of like, I was expecting a lot more. I'm not getting a lot more. I still don't even know if these 2 characters like each other. They might legit be friendly at this point. I don't give a fuck enough to care. It's kind of being mid now, and I'm really upset about that. So yeah,
So what you're telling me is
Graham, I hope you're happy.
don't trust your mother?
Go fuck. I'm sorry. Don't fuck. Fuck the mother. You're right. Yeah, second time I'm saying that. The mother. She dead ass crazy. She
Copy.
bipolar for sure.
I cannot figure.
Yeah. Gremlin, you're right. Gremlin, you're right. It's mid as fuck.
I haven't seen the episode, but I'm still believing until the end. So that's for
No,
me.
I think the person you're supposed to say that is not Man God is our friend that's not here. Memory. He's the one that dropped it last time, so he's the one that said that he already dropped the series.
You know, I quite enjoyed this episode. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, memory. You. Shame on you. Shame on you. You let me down this time around.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he's not here.
Yeah,
A
he's not here.
part-timer finally didn't come every day.
Even though he said he dropped that shit, it's still his fault.
But hey, he's here in spirit. So if we're done talking about the doctor that is not sleeping, that is nobody watching, we could talk about the Seeker.
We talk about Arifureta.
Yes.
Let's talk about Arifureta. Let's go to the
Commonplace
isekais.
to World the Strongest finally ended. Finally ended.
Finally. Why are you throwing shade at Arifureta?
Look,
For
chat,
real.
I'm just where is my Arifureta? Arifureta is number 12 out of my 19 animes in a row. We wrapped season 3 of Arifureta, and I'm happy it ended. Not a bad season, but for myself, chat, I didn't care enough for the side characters. This season was solid for character development and progressing our heroes into who they become and how to go back to Earth safely sound. But at what cost for the fight against the demons? That's literally my synopsis and thoughts. Not saying that this season was bad. Story-wise, I would honestly give an 8.5 when it comes to story-wise. But for enjoyment, as somebody who doesn't care enough for the hero or the side characters that have never been involved, that I care for Hajime, I care for his harem, the waifus, I care about them, the side characters of the classmates. They also saw a memory or a flashback of what he has gone through in the tunnel. And even the hero said, I wish that was me. That's him trying to put himself as the victim concept, and that doesn't work like that. So overall, glad the show ended. Had a good time. I had a good time more talking about it with MERGER, GREM, and Crash. Every week I've been enjoying more talking about it, because if it was just me watching it weekly, I would have paused it and come back to in the future and just binge it. That's honestly it.
Yeah. I think this episode did something really good. This whole season has been a lot of our hero kind of being down on himself and kind of being really jealous of Hajime. And this was the first time when everybody in the room got to see what Hajime actually went through.
Yep.
And every girl in there had tears in their eyes watching it. Every guy was like, oh shit. Like, our monk dude was like, damn, wow, no wonder he turned out how he turned out. And then the hero was like, I regret saying that I wish I was the one who fell.
Yeah.
He's like, I regret saying that because that was horrible. And I think this is such a cathartic thing. It's I love it when it happens in an anime where you get the dark character and people are always like, how could you possibly do this, or you don't know anything, or like people are always like judging somebody and they don't know his past, they don't know what he had to go through. I like to call it like the Meliodas effect, or like the Bon effect from Seven Deadly, where nobody knew what they had gone through. Nobody knows how actual horrible their lives are, and they put on that little front and nobody really gets it. And then once they experience it, they're devastated by what he went through or what they went through. And it is always such a cathartic moment in a series. And this finale having that, it was a little short for my taste, you know? If I'm going to be honest, I would have preferred like Meliodas in Seven Deadly. I'm going to keep bringing it up. Season 3 was bad, but that moment when they all see the 107 not Amelia's, the 107
deaths,
whatever the
the 107
Elizabeth.
Yeah, the 107 reincarnations of Elizabeth of the 3,700 years of time span. It's sad as fuck.
And I wish that we had gotten like a whole episode of them reliving it would have been a recap episode and people would have hated on it, and I understand that, but it would have been so much more cathartic if we got to see like the hero and his group and like the girls all actually experience everything he experienced, just so they can finally go, I understand where he's coming from. But I know Crash, you didn't like it. Go ahead.
Talk to us.
I actually do not want to say anything about it. What I will say is I have a personal review that I plan to write, and if you guys want to read it on our website, whenever it does release, I will write a full-on essay as to why, I
Give us a little
have my
sneak peek.
feelings on the matter. All I will say to it, right, is that this season,
Just this finale episode.
I mean, so to be realistic, the show didn't end. There's going to be a season 4. It can't end the way that it ended.
Most
We
likely,
won't know
like
when we'll get a season.
one final season.
Yeah, I expect it to be a final season. We have seen all the labyrinths now, so like that is gone. At this point now, we have like one more enemy, I guess, to defeat, which is the demon army, right? And saving Eri from their evil, I guess, or just saving her from herself in that sense. The big takeaway from this season, right, is I would personally say it's a filler season, but not in the way that my co-host would say, like, hold on, that's not filler. I would say filler because the whole aspect of the season was to develop pretty much everybody and position themselves in a way where we now understand where everybody stands, what everyone's goals are, and what to expect for them for the next season. The big one was Shea. She is now like number 2 in the harem for sure. It was nice seeing her like in her father and like her race, like defeat the empire and like develop themselves as like they're like their own people now. They have weapons. They know how to take care of themselves. Like don't fuck with us type shit. Like I definitely love that. That was a big thing from that. And then we also get Shiisu, that she now joined the harem. Like it was kind of funny to see, like the hero's main crush now joined the harem. I really thought that's still hilarious to my mind. I definitely expected it, but just not in the way that I thought it was gonna go down. And also to that, I thought that Suyu was gonna like the hero. I really thought he was gonna like say like, oh, I'm into Koki, but I didn't want to say nothing. It was very, very weird that I didn't see it at all. Maybe we might see that next season or something like that. I have a feeling they might have a thing. I don't know. Might be me personally. And then we just have to see what happens with Eri and the demon army. They're ready for war. And everyone's ready to go home. So let's just see how it ends. Like, are we gonna end on a good note? Are we gonna end on the bad note? Is everyone gonna get what they want? Is Hajime be able to get back to his home world, or is he gonna stay because unfortunately he is the way that he is, and he wants to stay and live life with his new pals that he's made along the way?
I
was like, sorry, that's what I got for me. But stay tuned for the review coming out. But if we have nothing to say on that, the next anime that we have to speak on is Receptionist, because I'm definitely still not watching it. And every time you guys keep talking about it, I'm like, damn, I really, really should watch this anime.
You should. It's really fun.
Convince me, Neko-chan. Convince me. Why? What happened in this episode?
Like this episode, she finally didn't have to work overtime. She got to enjoy the festival, especially with Jay too. Of course, at first she was kind of like not about that, but she was having a good time with Jade. It was a good time. And it was so cute because you just see her all pumped up and really happy that she doesn't have to work overtime, so you get to hear Ray just be all happy and cute and all energetic, and of course Jay just enjoying all this. He's like, oh my god, I'm really here with her. I'm so happy. So, and yeah, it was a good time. But then also we had a B plot with our poor healer. She was going through it because she's being blamed as a murderer by her old ex party member. But you know what? Freak him. Because he doesn't understand what she was going through in that minute, where she probably she was in shock. She didn't know what to do. She probably could have done better, but you can't blame her. You were the tank. What happened to you, buddy? So yeah, that B plot was really heartbreaking. But then also this scumbag, four-eyed bastard, like just trying to bring out a dark god just for your own ego of like. Or like not even ego, it's just mostly like he's like, oh, I got given ugly, or not ugly, but like a useless skill. So now the people who get to have useful skills get to live a high life and I don't. Well, you know what? destroy the world, and that's all they want. And I'm like, okay, look, I understand that isn't fair, but you don't have to destroy the world just because of you had a useless skill, but which you could actually use that skill for good, but you just want to look at it as like, oh, I can't do any combat, so I'm
Yeah, like
useless.
profit, right?
Yeah, like I don't know, it's just stupid. But that was for me. That episode was both adorable when the first place, or the first plot of just having her actually not have overtime, but then also really kind of like heartbreaking with our healer, and then everyone else having to deal with these four-eyed bastards,
Well,
freaking.
I would say, I would say Neko. The Florida bastard got what he deserved at the end.
He did. I was
Getting
happy.
little chicken, yank in the stomach,
He did.
well deserved. So I'm very happy about that. And two, why does it seem like every dark god Daya is gonna become like a horror theme monster? Because these two twins remind me of The Shining.
Yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah. They got that. They creepy, bro.
They're
They
creepy.
cute too.
Yeah, they're cute,
Yeah.
but that's also the same thing we said about the twins from The Shining. Oh yeah, cute. No, yeah, creepy. Yeah, murders, and yeah, about to kill me. Nah. So that's the same thing with these. I'm like, nah. Once these two girls pop up, I knew they were deadly. They acted all friendly, and I was like, nah, I don't trust them.
No.
That just gave me goosebumps the way you said that. Like, oof, shouldn't trust
Yeah,
the
it's
twins.
good. Things are getting real. Every time we go into these secret dungeons, it gets real.
I will ask real quick, because I happened upon a certain photo, a spoiler, if you will, of a potential swimsuit that the MC is wearing. Was that in this episode, or am I way behind?
No, the last episode she could have, but no, she didn't want to. Cause
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, this episode was fire. Cool.
Mhm.
I give it like, I believe, a 7.5 out of 10. It was enjoyable, but it was
Mhm.
more like a setup episode for what's next to come.
Mhm.
Because girl couldn't enjoy her festival because she didn't want her date to die.
Basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically this episode was hello generic villain who has a generic reason, who wants to destroy the world because screw the world, number one. And then we got the two lolly dark gods who are one and also slime, and I don't know what's going to happen. I hope that Amelia's not going to lose her clothes next episode.
That's funny.
But I have this feeling because she's all slimy. Anyway, Neko Zenshu.
Okay, little Zenshu action. All right, this episode was. I was kind of confused about it overall. Like after the episode, I was like, I feel like confused. But I understand what they were trying to go for, right? Like we've already set up with that. Natsuko had flaws, right? But now we're trying to figure out why she was so obsessed with this project of hers, and just in general, just her first love, right? So we got to see other people's perspectives of like either even fall in love with her, fall in love with her ambitions and stuff like that. So we got to see that coming full circle. But then at the end of the day, we saw like, hey, she was so obsessed with other people's first love, but she didn't know that she had one in front of her the whole time. Of why she loved animation, why she's going this far to this, like, how you call it, obsession in a way. But yeah, and then I think I even love the manager, like being like a, how you say it, like a push for her, right? Like she didn't give up on her.
You're like a caretaker, like a motivator, like a counselor, like still being there, like, hey, I'm your producer, but how's your thing going? How's this? Look, Neko, I understand you have to be confused. For me, I saw it as a periodically showing us the era of kid, teenage, adult life, and she's already accustomed to knowing what's the first love. She kept being rejected, she kept rejecting people of their first love being her in other different aspects when we started in high school and college, when people was trying to present like, hey, you're my first love because she's amazing, but people was like, nah, I don't see it that way. I'm sorry, I'd rather use you. Like, remember when she just tried to grab a kid that was just running at the end, she never remember his name? That sucks. But she doesn't realize that right now. A big shout out to Memory NK. I'm not sure if this will be his episode of the week, but he did say that this was his favorite episode of the show. Uh, so being the possibility that this may be her in a coma, because we saw the crow, and what does the crow look like? Her manager, sorry, not the manager. The crow looked like the first producer, director of the movie that she's in right now in this isekai world. So is this in a coma, and could the director of the movie of where Luke and the other people are in, could this all be a story of it?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely like what I was going for. But now I'm just curious, like, if she's telling her whatever she's doing to change the story doesn't matter, then who brought? Well, if it's a coma, then yeah, right. It doesn't matter, right? Like if she's just dreaming about this, and then probably she'll get ambition to finish her movie, right? That she's directing and all that stuff, and like that's probably like how we're gonna go about it. But it's like if this director's here, like what is this plan of this director telling her all this? Like I don't know. I'm very curious on that part too. But yeah, the episode I understood in that point where it's just like you know, it was going through just her whole life of other people's perspective of first love and her, and like reflecting on her or just like admiring her. But mostly, a lot of them just really fell in love with her. I think I think even the girlfriend, the little girl, fell in love with her.
Yeah, like
I think, yeah,
it was
yeah,
showing
she
the
did.
perspective of each of the first love, and to me, that's the most beautiful aspect of it. Because with our MC, she needs to understand that first love could be anything. It could be materialistic. It could be a favorite
Mm-hmm.
hobby. It could be why people start drawing, why people start loving animation, why people love music. Anything could be the first love. Is what attracts you, what makes you happy, what makes you and gives you the butterflies in your stomach that just gets you excited.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to say it. Yeah, that's what she needs to learn for sure.
I think the purpose of this episode was to show her first love and how it affected other people.
Yes, and then yeah,
Because the very first flashback we see is her first love. She watches this movie and it is her first love. She falls absolutely in love and she knows that. She knows she loves it, but she doesn't know that it is like that she loves it. Like she knows she really liked it and that it was really interesting to her, but she doesn't understand that that is her first love. That is what she could draw on.
Yeah.
Right. And she ended up affecting all of these other people with her single-minded focus on her love. She ended up making other people fall in love with her inadvertently. And I think it was kind of showing us like how she affects people and how she's affecting Luke too.
Yeah.
Right.
The one she's trying to save also, which is really funny.
Yeah. He's in love with her and she's in love with the whole product. And I think she's gonna have to come to the terms with the fact that the story's not supposed to be happy.
Yep.
Yeah. So
because
sad.
that's what the crow keeps saying, that no matter what you change, it's still gonna end up like this.
So Luke is gonna be heartbroken, bro.
Yeah,
she
Luke
gotta
is gonna
let go.
People are gonna be
Yeah,
dying.
let Luke go, girl.
I also think this episode serves as a way to like for her to show her that she needs to rely on other people too. Because every step of the way she's been relying on somebody, whether she knows it or not, right? She was relying on the one boy to run so she could learn how to draw it. She relied on her friend to like give her connections to her class. She relied on or to not feel bad about loving to draw, right? Is the first girl. And then the friend to learn how to draw someone running. And then she relied on the other guy to give her a project, a way to focus her intensity. And then when she finally started animating professionally, she felt she needed to do everything herself. And it's the same thing that we see reflected last episode, I think, the episode we couldn't talk about, where she just lost because she was trying to do it by herself.
Now, back to back, these episodes are really good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, back to back, they're really good.
Because it's giving us more of Natsuko, and I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I agree.
But yeah.
But Neko, let us, you and me, talk about our last isekai, because these two plebeians haven't seen it yet.
Hold on,
me
real quick.
too.
Don't put me out of the ring just yet.
Okay.
You're not even watching it. What are you gonna be adding to this? You only
Yeah,
check
what are you gonna be
spoilers.
adding?
No,
You haven't been watching this week to
Is he
week.
coming back with more nudity or no?
no, bro, you're done, butter. You're done.
All right. When it comes to serious conversation, I know we don't have much long, so Neko and Man God talk about ReZero starting life in another world. Talk to her real quick, the best you can, in a I don't know, non-spoiler in a way possible.
Priscilla
It's
handled
happening.
business.
Yeah, yeah.
Priscilla handled business. We got some flashbacks with our songstress,
Mm.
which is apparently a very discussed topic. People don't like her enough to think she should have been the focus of this episode. Speak on it. I don't
Nah, her
know.
music was beautiful, man. I needed this,
It was
to be
really
honest. Like, I even though I want to go back to seeing how Subaru is going to go into this fight, now that song was awesome, man.
All I'm saying is,
I think I teared up.
I think Subaru's fight is over next episode.
Yeah, 100%. So a lot of fights going on this season that I'm ready to see either continue or ending. And ReZero just cooking, okay? Just ReZero's being ReZero. I love Subaru so much, like, and then also, dude, all these characters are so goated. Like overall, I love ReZero. It's so entertaining each week, and it's
Same.
about to go down. It's about to go down.
Preach.
Same. That's crazy that he's saying that. How many episodes have you seen? Oh, that's
Same.
crazy.
He said same. I believe
Yeah.
this man. I
But
believe
if you
Boss
guys
Man.
don't got nothing much to say about ReZero, we could transition into the
We
GOAT.
can't spoil you boys. So
I know,
let's
we
go.
appreciate it.
That's
So
it.
chat, if you want to know more about ReZero conversation, go join the Discord server of the company of Anime Week 3 Studio, where we talk about wrestling, webtoons, anime, manga, and ReZero and other seasonal anime conversation that we don't jump into full dive. You could talk about it in our Discord server, because we're about to end the show in the next 30-40 minutes. So before we jump into ending the show, we have a couple of last 4 shows to talk about: Dr. Stone, Dragon Ball Daima, Solo Leveling, Sakamoto Days, and then our top 10 ranking of the week of week 7. So let's jump into Dr. Stone, the Future of Science, episode 4, episode 6, maybe 7 as well. I mean, episode 7, maybe 6. Since it's you and me, Crash, let's knock it out real quick. We got Zeno, who's the fucking mentor of Senku, who's been writing emails to him back to back in the day. He's been the mentor. When they saw each other at the statue of the rocket, they didn't even say a word. They just acknowledged, you know what they did? What people call it nowadays, they did aura farming. They just stood right next to each other and it was like, and just walk away. Even his father asked, yo, who is he? Or what happened? What you do? He's like, nothing,
Yo.
Dad, nothing.
The fact that the father did not even know who the fuck that was really baffled my mind too. He's like, yo, who the fuck that? You don't work with him. Who the fuck you mean? Like, what can I say about this show in like 30 seconds? The biggest thing I wrote down here was, at the end of the day, the student learns to defeat the master.
Yes.
And someone speaking from personal experience, I have, in a sense, also surpassed my own mentor in a sense. So the question for Dr. Stone, for everybody, is, will Senku be able to defeat Dr. X? Is this what we all came up to? Is this how it's been building up from the very beginning? And it's so crazy. Like, this whole thing is coming up to this point now. It's not even with his classmate, you know, the tough guy, I forgot his name, from Stone Wars. We're talking about, no, he's irrelevant now, apparently, now compared to a NASA fucking scientist. Like, Jesus, like we now going against an OG, like somebody who's so way older, you know?
My theory was to understand, was he the one that did the bomb that, you know, turned everything to stone? I'm glad it wasn't. So that means Zeno also got turned. I love seeing the perspective of the U.S. Army, you know, analyzing this, and then we see each person, the captain, each person having their own type of position, being in charge there, having this conversation. And then everyone turns to stone. And also, Zeno and fucking Senku breaking stone at the same time. Like that is mind-boggling as well. From what the anime story-wise is telling me, that they broke the stone at the same time, but Zeno thought about it first. That corn is the key, is where he has to go all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. So he was very smart about that to get the corn or there in the West Coast of California or around those states. So that was a smart decision. But it threw me off. Like, look, chat. What wrote from episode 6? For previous week 6, what a damn twist. Senku versus old mentor. I didn't see that happening, but the lead up was great. The new characters being introduced and how they're added to the mission. Xenos are straight to the point. Sniping the enemy to the best course of action with less casualties was very smart and genuine, of where you lose less people. How will Senku make our spy turn into Xeno, or where Senku tell Xeno cease fire? This makes me OD curious. But then episode 7 ORO was the mentor-student relationship was actually real. I thought it was something only through email, but for them to actually meet in person, was Senku traveling just to get his father's black card. He said, hey, can I pass that? All right, cool. Bye. I'm going to go back on the plane. I'm going to buy these expensive things because you work for NASA, and it gets approval, greenlit, because it's under the government page wallet. That's fucking insane. Senku, he has more balls and cojones since I was a kid. This man had the audacity to go across the world, grab a black card, go back home, and build a rocket ship, and have intellectual conversation with NASA scientists at the age of 8 or 10 years old. He was insane.
What I will just say real quick is one of you guys want to remember is Senku's dad did a lot for Senku after literally the events of everyone getting petrified and turned to stone. So the fact that we see him just doing his dad so dirty, like, how Senku feels after he found out what he did with his dad, finding out that he pretty much sacrificed his whole life to get platinum. But like seeing how he treated his dad before, I'm just like, damn, bro, like treat some of your parents nice, like if you have a good relationship with them, because you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow, right? And then again, I'm going back to what I was saying before about the culmination, the building, like they're just trying to learn different sciences, trying to understand a lot of things, like. These two characters are more or less on the same wavelength, and the thing now is like, I don't think Dr. X, and I'm gonna call him Dr. X. That's how they wrote it in the show. I don't think he necessarily is a bad guy per se. I think more it's like matter of the minds, how it was said in the show. Who will top the best when it comes to science?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but he said word dominations once his coworkers asked, hey, what would you do if you got sent back in time? He literally said, word domination. With no hesitance, with no second thought.
I want to...
Misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't
right,
think
Neko, yes, I'm sorry. That should be a shirt on you right there saying he's misunderstood. My apologies.
Anime Lady Merge is coming out soon to a website near you, to be determined at a later time.
Yes.
But I don't know if misunderstood would be the right word. I feel like this is a character just like, with the... I keep forgetting his name, but the very strong guy from Stone Wars, the antagonist for him for season 2. I feel like we're going to a certain situation like that where this is a second core. There are 2 cores in this season, right? And I feel like we might see a change in this character to where, maybe he's acting this way now. He gets humbled. He gets his spanking whatever by Senku. And then he turns around, changes his ways. And then we see like everyone goes to space. And then we see who is the real enemy. Who knows? Maybe he really is the enemy of this whole anime. And I want to give this man the benefit of the doubt, but maybe he is the one who's gonna fuck shit up. I don't know. I wanna be a little more hopeful and be like, nah, maybe he's not who we think he is just yet. He might have said world domination. You're 100% right. Maybe he might change his mind in a couple episodes. I don't know.
Only time will tell where he leads off. My guess there is that I wonder if Zeno will turn a leaf, or if you'll be curious to meet Senku, because like, wait a minute, are you the same Senku from 3,700 years ago? So I'm really curious to see if that's how he will react. And I'm glad with Senku he has this high expectation. So we had a flashback episode, great episode 7 for it. Now I'm curious for next episode 8. What's the next steps for this counter? Because we still have a sniper. We still have a sniper at the tree, still aiming. So I'm really curious to see what's next. But without further ado, we spoke about Dr. Stone. We spoke about one of the great episodes. It's in my top 3 right now for my top ranking. But what needs to be spoken about? Because look, I'm gonna have it more for Crash to talk about this. Because chat, if you want to know my thoughts, you could check out a reaction of myself and Memory NK where we reacted. The highlights is on the main channel where you guys are watching here. If you guys want to see the VOD, go check out Memory NK on his VOD channel where we're talking about Dragon Ball Daima episode 19. And you know what? I'm giving the floor to Crash first because he didn't get to react with us, but we were planning. Hopefully, our schedule is clear for episode 20 for all 4 of us, myself, Crash, Watkins, and Memory NK to react together for this godly beautiful episode 20 that we're about to get. But Crash, before I continue on, that people could watch my thoughts and reaction, quick thoughts. Crash, tell us about your quick thoughts real quick.
As a veteran anime
Did you
viewer
nut?
I think nut is an understatement. I teared. Toriyama, may you rest in peace. Pray your soul for giving us one last fucking bit of hope that anime is not dead to us yet, that we have nostalgia still in our hearts, that we're still able to see a shining light, this beacon of hope through all this bullshit that we call anime. This one fucking episode, this one piece of 20 minutes of glorious freedom that we were able to see, that is, the ultimate transformation of all time with Goku and with Vegeta. I'm not going to let this man, get underdog like that. No, we got to see finally, after all the artwork and fan art of it, fucking finally, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in adult form. I was hyped, to say the least. I would say more, I was more leaning towards Goku, but we got to give our flowers to Vegeta because my boy's put in that work. He said, nah. Let me run a couple of rounds with this guy right here, with Goma, because I'm not gonna let Kakarot get all the licks on him, and you see him get tired. You see, also shout out to I'm gonna pronounce his name just like Goku.
Glorio.
Glorio, thank you. Yeah, Glorio. I felt for him. He came back to everybody. He was like, oh no, like I think no one's gonna like me.
The piano melody was beautiful. I felt I was gonna cry in that scene. It was so emotional and impactful.
I was so hyped to see, like, they were like, the Z Warriors were like, no, you like, we got what you did. Thank you for helping us out. Like, you still part of the crew. We don't think you betrayed us or nothing. It's all good. And we see Goku getting with Goma, whatever. Like he's finally getting his like transformations, and we see him going from 1 to 2 to 3 and then to 4. And the way it was shown, just like when he was fighting Majin Buu when he was fat in Dragon Ball Z in the Buu saga was so. Yeah, that just it just sparked a whole memory of me as a child. I was, even now, kind of like when I was finishing the show, I was telling everybody, like, my hand's still shaking. I still felt something. I don't know what to explain what that emotion was, but I was genuinely happy and excited, and I just didn't know how to like express those emotions. It was. Next episode is going to break the fucking internet. No one's ready for what's about to go down with everybody in general. I swear on everything, if we get a fucking fusion, and I'm fucking begging to the Lord, if we get a fucking fusion, I will make Daima 10 out of 10 anime of the year. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I give a fuck about Right to Girlfriend season 4. I give a fuck about the rest of the rom-coms out there. I had to give respect to the OGs. The OGs deserve this. I deserve this. We all deserve this. Toriyama, please don't let me down. On God, I want this fucking fusion. Please, God, please.
I will say this. When it comes to Daima, support editing Crash said, I don't want to hamper on too much other than saying that I felt the emotions as somebody who's been in the phase 1 of the anime podcast with my old regime, my old team. I've been on top of Dragon Ball GT since the early days. I have loved Dragon Ball GT. Even within its flaws, I've been behind it. But I love Super Saiyan 4. Anybody as kids would draw Super Saiyan 5, 6, 7, 8, the silver form that now people are trying to think like, is this Super Saiyan 4 and Ultra Instinct together? Is this the final form of a Saiyan? Could be. Is this where we're going to be leading up to in the next 10 years? So many possibilities now. And I know we'll be saying this by next week on episode 19 Off the Binge. Thank you, Toriyama. We're sad to see you gone, but thank you for giving this 20 beautiful episodes of Dragon Ball Daima ending a story of the demon world. We have Piccolo, we have Dragon Ball GT, we have the adults, the kid version, we have Goku somehow unlocking the bonus form that he never named it. He just called it a bonus. I'm like, when I saw the name, I'm like, there's enough button. I'm smashing and breaking that shit. What? You are unlocking a bonus out of nowhere? Sure. It was so beautiful. By the way, I'm shocked that Crash, the horny man himself, didn't acknowledge it. The Bulma shower scene. The Bulma say, "Yo, if you don't come down here yourself, you're not showering me no more in the bathroom." Vegeta said, "Zip, zip, zip down here." He said, "Word, yo, go, Kakarot. I'm done. I'm good."
Look,
No question
you know,
asked.
it's fair because I did bring it up on the Discord. I will say to the gentleman who fucked up maybe after Valentine's Day and made the missus upset. If your girl tells you to get off the game and join me in the fucking bathtub, you fucking better get off that game and get on that fucking bathtub, because I promise you, you're not gonna get a second chance, especially if it's with a girl like Bulma. I promise you that, my boy. Don't fuck up. Be like Vegeta. Be loyal and be humbled.
Amen, chat. Neko and Mangar GREM, any thoughts about this episode of Dragon Ball Daima? Did you guys see it? Any hype about this?
Nah, I loved it, but you guys expressed everything perfectly. I can't even say anything more, really. But that Bulma scene, hilarious. Vegeta, this is why you're the GOAT. You just know what to do. You got priorities. You like, I love fighting, but I love my wife more.
Exactly.
I'm done.
Exactly.
Facts.
And my wife told me like, hey, don't go fight, Ghosta, stay home and I'll give you anyone. I will make you a sandwich. And they're like, word, fuck friends. Hey, I'm gonna see you next week. Why? What happened? Wife called, said that girl's all mine tonight. I'm like, word? Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's all I need. She's all mine. That's the answer. Clank. That's it. So, all right, cool. If we have no more thoughts. Yes, my God.
All I know is that scene with Bulma and Vegeta. If you don't get your ass back here right now, I'm not getting in the bath with you again. Oh shit, never mind. Kakarot, all yours. I'm good.
It's just so good. So good.
I am not taking my sexy time with wifey away.
Look,
Hell no.
People could be mad that that's not Vegeta. I'm like, bro, did you not see Super? He literally screamed at the god of destruction. He's like, don't hit my Bulma!
Literally.
Bro,
You know what? I will say something real quick to that too, because a lot of people who are watching, not even that, a lot of people who are watching Daima right now are not OGs like me and Vash and some other people who have watched from like the Z, from the Cell Saga, the Frieza Saga and all that.
Or Tsunami.
Or Tsunami. What you want to remember really, really well is Vegeta had killed innocent civilians in the Buu Saga when he got manipulated by Majin. And then he got humbled real well. He realized the error of his ways. He stopped his kids, Trunks and Goten, and he blew himself up, and from, with Majin Buu to stop him from, killing everybody, whatever. And then went to heaven. And then he, with help of Kakarot, Goku, at the end of, the Buu Saga, was able to stop, Kid Buu and all that. So he's been humbled. He's been 110% humbled. He's changed. He's developed from a Saiyan warrior, a Saiyan prince who was very prideful, to now like a man who understands like he wants to defend his family over everything else. And I respect that. You're seeing that transition happening now from Z going to Daima, and then from Daima going to Super or GT, wherever you want to go from there. Like he has developed a lot, and a lot of people overlook that because Z has came out a very long time ago. So of course, now a lot of people
1987, I believe, the original.
Pretty much when we were born.
Yes.
So it's been almost 30 years. It's been a very long time. So for people to overlook that is completely understandable. A lot of people just remember Vegeta as like this very prideful man who wants to fight the strongest warrior and be like, yeah, I'm the OG. No. That was Vegeta. Now we're at a time now where Vegeta has a goal. He has a reasoning to live other than being the best of the prince of all Saiyans. He wants to be the father of his child, the husband of his wife, his earthling wife, and he wants to also be OG while being the best. So gotta give him props. If he wants to be naked with this woman, by all means, don't shit on the man. The man chose right. Give it to Kakura, because we all know damn well Goku don't give a fuck about Chi-Chi no more. He don't give a fuck about that. So you know what? Let Vegeta be what he wants to be.
I do
He's just
want to
complete,
say one thing before transition is that remember when in Super didn't Bulma had a newborn? So that means right after this they went to a shower and they had a kid. That's what I'm saying. And 9 months later we have Beulah.
You know what? That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
Just
That's a
say
very good point.
we have Beulah right after this. So if this is before Super, after Buu, this literally fits in storyline
Wait.
progression.
Wait, is this the canon reason they had another kid?
Who
That's
knows? Oh,
This is canon effect.
Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Daima.
Bro, they need it in Dragon Ball Daima with Vegeta and Bulma in the bath.
And
With
then
Vegeta and Bulma in the bath, and then
9 months
it'd be
later.
like 9 months later.
Well.
But hey, Che, if you want to hear 9 months later of storylines, we have what it is 6 days later, in vacation time, because that's where our boy Sung Jin Woo in solo leveling has been. He's been in vacation in a different world doing his 25 levels. He went from level 75 to 100. He got a new assistant. He's our protector and fought the demon monarch Baron and fought so many lightning Chidori attacks from Naruto that felt like it was references and waves attacks. It was insane. Beautiful animation fights. If you guys want to see the reaction from myself, Crash, Manga GREM, you heard the voice there as well. And also remember NK, the reaction came out on our side, the main channel on Sunday morning. And for the VOD side, it's a Memory NK2 channel. So go check that out. Appreciate for anyone tuning in. But the episode was fun, good action, good direction. We had good pacing, and honestly, I cannot say nothing too bad about this episode. Honestly, it was a good action pack. We find out the demon war, the other monarchs, what could it mean? I'm being very vague, guys, because I don't want to spoil anything. Because I know Crash will probably just slip something out that he doesn't know if it's not could be discussed. Who knows? But I had a great time. I just can't wait to see what else gets revealed in the next 5 episodes. That was honestly it.
So I was saying beforehand that there are new side pieces this week, and the main girl I want to address here in this show, the demon girl, SL. She finally gets revealed to us. I know she is a significant character in the show overall and in the webtoons. I will not speak much about it because, like I had told some people here, some my co-hosts, I was heavily spoiled by a lot of the soul leveling story on social media and on YouTube. So that is my fault. But I am a person where if I find out it is what it is, whatever, I know enough to not know better than to spoil. But I don't know enough to, put the pieces together to where we stand in story wise. So I was just happy to see her. You can definitely see my reaction with that, in the YouTube channel below. The animation fight, the sequence was so fire. I always love when Jin Sung Woo is always using his daggers, and he does this specific animation where he flips himself in the air while attacking with both daggers. I think it's just so fucking amazing, so cool. I just can't wait to see more soul leveling. Honestly, I don't want to spoil me.
Was my favorite, like him showing the blue eyes, like just like his aura, like bro was aura for me, like just showing like yo. And when the king of the girl's dad was saying, wow, like like all the shadows you see behind, like he saw the eyes of all the shadows under his army. That was beautifully sick. Like like dark, like yo. Imagine if Sunju was an evil person, everyone would get fucked immediately.
A lot of these characters I can't wait to see more of in the future. There's a lot of things developing in the show that I can't really speak on, but I just can't wait to see. If you guys are not watching this anime, if you want to watch something real fire, something that like, again, I keep saying it because Vash put me on. He's like, definitely watch this anime, Crash, and I'm like, nah, it's not my cup of tea. And you know what? I came back around and started watching it. you guys gotta watch it. If you want to watch a good fantasy, a good show that like really puts you like in a position where like if you want absolute power, how far you go to get it, and it really shows. This is the anime. Also, shout out to Anime Boys. Your Abridged series is so fucking hilarious too. If you want to watch a funny take on this anime series, definitely watch them on YouTube. Like their clips of the Minor Monarch, if you know, you know, is so hilarious too. Yeah, Solo Leveling is just peak, bro.
Before we get to our other co-host episode of the week, Mega GREM, you got any thoughts about the Solo Leveling?
Uh, it was hype. It's Solo Leveling. It's really good.
All right, cool. So when it comes to the next and final episode of the week, I'm gonna pass it to Neko herself.
Hey, sir. All right, this is my episode of the week. Look, this is biased because I love Shin a lot. So look, when I was reading Sakamoto days, coming across this backstory of Shin and like how he got his powers, how the lab is, I was, always kind of like weary of them. I was like, oh no, they hurt my boy, whatever. But no, the reality is that he actually found this group, like his family and his home. Like he appreciated the old man that gave him his powers because he was actually rooting for him. He was just like, hey, I really love that you're trying to do this for the people, for the greater good. And now that I accidentally, which baby shouldn't just drank anything on the table, apparently. Like he just couldn't anything. He didn't even care what it looked like. It didn't even look like water or anything. He just said, I'm thirsty, I'm drinking it. And he drank the serum. And he was able to read minds and stuff.
He is asking for trouble, honestly, because
all the time.
Why would you wake up in the middle of the night and just grab a whole glass, knowing that this is not a cup? This is literally a syringe glass bottle that looks like a scientist.
A flask.
Thank you. A flask bottle that you should not be drinking, but now you chugging it too. Like, come on, Neko. Nah.
Look, that's my baby shit. He didn't know. He was sleepy. It was 3 a.m. You need that 3 a.m. kick with that water, but he just, he didn't understand. But yeah, but no, this was really sweet just to see like his powers. He's actually happy with how it is. Of course, at first he did read too many minds and people got a little uncomfortable and invading people's privacy, but at the end of the day, he's using it for good now. He's happy where he is, and he's happy to be with Sakamoto and the crew. And it was kind of cool to see the old man finally see that of him. Well, no, they haven't even met, actually.
Yeah, they haven't met yet. Well, they're soon about to met. Soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
But from Lou's description, right? She's like, no, he's happy. He's chilling. So at least he did get to tell the other lab assistant and the people that he was like, I'm actually happy with where I am, guys. Like I know we kind of got off the wrong foot and stuff like that, but I really am happy, and I hope you guys are just chill. But that was really cool. But also we met the other members of the order. They fought the deer, which was creepy. Oh my god, the deer guy, he's a mess. So for me, it was just a lot of good elements, and of course the biggest for me was just Shin's backstory, which I feel like for anyone who's a Shin fan was just a highlight of the episode, but also the other stuff too, with just the order, the fighting, of course, Sakamoto being the big legendary himself as always. He ain't gonna let no one beat him, even though it'll be a little hard in the beginning. At the end of the day, they're done. Like,
look,
who they fighting?
As long as they get him skinny, they're losing. That's it. Like, as long as they go from fat to skinny, once they do that, you're losing with Sakamoto. My dude got the plot armor ready. Boom, he gonna knock the shit out of you with no issue.
Yeah, but I love Invincible Man. The Invincible Man, he's a silly guy, but he's just chill. He's like, I don't want to work overtime. Let's get this over with, man.
He's not invincible no more. What you mean?
You're right, not no more. Our sniper came through.
Yes.
We love his guy and Peachan. Oh my god, we're so excited for the next episode.
I can't add any more to you say. You hit on the nail. We had the sniper. We had the invincible guy. Shin is about to be wholesome and completed with his boy, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. When it comes to the order, I love how when the order was not running away, but going untasked with a mission with Slur, I love how they said that the girl said, I think he's gonna die, and I love how he's like, in all my years I've never seen him lose or die. Never gonna happen. And I'm like, I forgot how the legendary hitman of Sakamoto was like really high up there. But when you have the order also speak highly of him, that means like, he's a badass. But this
Yeah.
girl just be throwing a whole chainsaw like nothing. She just chop off 2 heads with no hesitation. That's all I'm gonna say
Not
to
for
it.
real. For real. I love her little
But
power, her little
Crash,
thing.
I want to hear your take real quick because you've been saying that this show is ass cheeks.
Talk about it.
I didn't want to break your heart, Neko. I'm sorry, but I think
Oh,
this episode was
God.
mid as fuck.
You didn't pay attention to the
Copy.
last half.
We heard
Crash.
it
What do you
mid.
mean?
Yeah,
We heard it. It's mid. Let's get on straight to our
Yeah.
top 10 of the episode of the week, and we move on. No, I'm kidding. Is that all you got? Really? That's it? It's mid?
yeah, it was mid as fuck. I'm sorry. Look, the conversation we were having prior about fast food and McDonald's was so much more interesting than that bullshit I have to watch. I gave a fuck about the order. I gave a fuck about Sakamoto fighting whoever the fuck it was. I don't even know who's fighting the deer or whoever you guys are talking about.
Here's like a
That's how much I
deer.
was not paying attention. That's how much I didn't
didn't
care. I didn't even know. Shin's backstory was okay. Don't really care. Like it was whatever. Like cool, yeah, bet. I need something more enticing.
Chat.
The
He's
show
a fake
overall is
assassin. He's a
the
fake
slow.
assassin. Lover.
Look.
Mm-mm.
I see hitmen. I don't see master assassins doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is what the only person was doing stealthily. But that's only because of plot. You know, past that, like the order was a little more interesting. I like seeing those characters, but past that, I was like, whatever. I feel like next episode's gonna be a lot more interesting. I think it's gonna be a lot more fun to see how the fight goes down between Sakamoto and whoever he's fighting, between the Invisible guy with Shin and now with the sniper, and the order. I guess was going after this guy. I forgot what his name was, a 4-letter name.
Slur.
Blur, yeah. I want to see what happens with
And
that.
he's the only person that has damaged or hurt by Sakamoto, because that's what the deer guy said as well.
So, well, I know next episode's gonna be a lot more interesting, to say at least in this one. This one, I was just having more fun talking to you guys. Sorry, nothing against Sakamoto, but
Nah, it seems
It's
like
just-
everything against Sakamoto. It seems like Sakamoto
It
just
seems
fell
so.
through. Yeah, it seems like it.
you know
yeah.
what? I'm not Sakamoto, so that's why maybe I'm not feeling him. Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's talking about doing, man?
Mega GREM, any thoughts about this episode before we get to our top 10?
It was a good episode. I enjoyed seeing the Order's like absolute faith in Sakamoto. They were like, it's fine.
The teddy bear.
Yeah, the teddy bear. And speaking of her, she's carrying around. It looks like she's carrying around one of those chainsaws with the guard on it,
Yep.
like for table chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
And she just decapitated the 2 other plebeians who were there instantly.
Yep.
And the other dude's like, "Oh, you splashed me with blood,
I
man."
was trying to move out the way, not before you kill them.
Right.
It was pretty good. It was a great episode. It was fun seeing Shin's backstory, and then kind of like it was fun seeing gosh, I don't know her name. I'm so bad with names today.
Lou? Like
No.
Yeah, Lou. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
Lou.
fun
Yeah,
seeing
the
Lou
girl.
cry about it. Like it was like, oh
Yeah.
no. No, it was great though. It was really good. I don't have much to say for it. I mean, Neko and y'all kind of went off on it, so yeah.
All right, so before we repeat ourselves anymore, chat, you guys already heard what I've been binging. You guys heard of the anime spotlight of the 4 categories that we reviewed, discussed. If you guys ever want us to talk about any of the series, we're prepping ourselves into the spring season. We're right around the corner. We're 5 weeks away. We're 5 episodes of our shows to be done, because that includes our top 10 ranking of the week. This is for week 7. This is our 4th conversation, our last conversation of the show. And I'm going to start spitballing, chat. You got mine right now. Dragon Ball Daima's number 1. Of course, we got Super Saiyan 4. We have Dr. Stone as number 2, Science Future. Number 3, Solo Leveling. Number 4, Apothecary Diaries Season 2. Number 5, Zenshu, Solid 9. And then right here's where it drops. Blue Box 8.5 is number 6. Number 7, Medalist is an 8.5. Medalist was a good episode, but I know next week's gonna be a lot better. I have it high because I'm a bit biased since I binge watch it. We spoke about it briefly for How to Flop last week, but a solid episode. We see more of the side characters doing their time. Now we're about to get to our MC. Is she gonna be number 1, or where is she gonna fall into? For number 8, we have Time the Night with Amagami's Sister as an 8.5. Sakamoto Days as an 8. And number 10 is I left an A-rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. And you know why I want to say this is number 10? Because Thunder Pike is gonna die. Let's go. I'm excited for that. And did we see Lady Death? Perhaps? Because it reminded me of anybody knows in the comic book in Marvel of Lady Death. This is the character that there was in the second floor or the 30th floor that it looked like and acted like Lady Death. So that was a pretty cool reference to me in my eyes. And then my quick honorable mentions, which is only like 8 or 9 of them, which is I'm getting married to a girl here in my class, number 11. 12, Arifureta. 13, I'm a noble on the brink of ruin. 14, daily life of a middle-aged online shopper. This man, all he does is fucks in every episode, and I don't blame him. Ranking 15, I may be a good receptionist. Number 16, welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. He's about to take a dragon into Earth out of hot springs. Next episode, wild. Number 17, Honey Lemon Soda. 18, Red Ranger, become adventure in another world. Bath scene, teleportation. You get the girl you want. You just, all you do is gotta wish for it. And number 19 is possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. Number 20 and so on. I haven't seen Champ, Happy Marriage, The Bogus Skill, Neko, I have not seen this week. The Magic Maker, Appraiser, Medaka, Headhunted, I'm behind, Flower Ashra, and I have Crush at Work. Haven't checked these out yet, but next episode I will get back into my homework. Crash, go ahead.
I'm gonna make my list very, very quick for you guys. Number 1 is Daima, Dragon Ball Daima. Again, Toriyama, thank you so much for the best episode of all time, almost all time. Hopefully, next episode's gonna be even better than that. Number 2, I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Number 3, My Happy Marriage. Number 4, Blue Box. Blue Box, surprisingly, is getting lower and lower. I mean, it's still 9 out of 10 for me, but still, it's going lower in the rankings, which surprises me every week. I don't know why. Number 5, Apothecary Diaries. I put that, even though I'm not up to date, just for the previous week for week 6. Yeah, placeholder, for week 6 out of respect. Number 6, Dr. Stone, Future Science. Number 7, Soul Leveling, Arise from the Shadows. Number 8, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. Again, Vash, I know you're not watching it, but shout out to Dragon Ball, because they did a Dragon Ball reference, believe it or not. I know I've tagged you on it.
Well, it's funny, I did see that episode because I was watching with Manga GREM because of memory. He was watching it, so we were all just watching his stream. And the Dragon Ball of during the baseball scene was pretty cool.
I'll take what I can get. We'll take some movies when we can, chat. Number 9, I have a crush at work. Again, it was very spicy to see that. You put a pink hair girl. And number 10, Titan Now with Amagami's sister. Fuck the mother. That's my list. I'm very curious to hear about your top 10 of the week, Neko-chan.
Right. Mine's kind of a little different from usual. My number 1's Medalist. I do love this episode. I really loved it a lot. Apothecary is number 2. 3 is Zenshu. 4 is Red Ranger. Red Ranger is just, it gets so much fun,
Really? Red
man.
Ranger
I
that
love
high?
it so much.
That's crazy.
I
Nice.
love it so much, man. It's so fun. I can't. 5, ReZero. 6, I have a crush at work. 7, Guild Receptionist. 8, Welcome to Japan Myself. And 9, Sakamoto Days. And 10, My Happy Marriage Season 2. Yeah, all those. Oh my god. I love them so much this week.
I'll say that's a good list. I'm honestly impressed for Medalist being number 1, comparing to how we didn't have our MC doing her moments, but I assume the side characters that we saw still got you in the high up there for you to care for. So I feel like that still succeeded for the side characters to do their job, even though our MC ran a whole mile, took the train back, and also brought the suitcase back. So I feel like that's also a win. My book, to me, that's a coach on the checklist of the year book right there.
I think for me, it's just more so what I love Medalists for is for our both MCs, right? Like in this episode, we didn't get to see her performance, right? But we at least got to see them again pushing each other and one another. And she was like, "Oh, he believes in me, so I can do this." Like that's my coach right there. My coach even did this got my stuff. And now I can perform the way I should and I can. And she was more relaxed and she can. I believe that she won't mess up her next performance. So that's why it did make like the episode of the week for me, because that episode showcased more of their. I just love them too. What a great duo for coach and to student. I love them a lot, man.
I'll go for it. Mega GREM, what's your top 10?
So my top 10, I'm putting Apothecary at number 1. And I'm putting Apothecary at number 1 because I've been reading the manga and I saw this really good chapter and I can't stop thinking about Apothecary, and this episode was hype, and maybe it doesn't deserve to be there, but it's number
It
1
does.
for me.
Yeah,
I think
it's
you put it good. I think that's a fair.
That's not fair.
stand.
You have an emotional attachment to it, even though you are reading ahead, but you are knowing what's happening in the anime and you're expecting for what's to come.
Yeah. I think number 2 is what should actually be number 1 for this week, but we're keeping Apothecary up there because I love it. Is Zenshu. Zenshu was really good. It was really cool. Vash mentioned thinking that maybe there was a coma angle, and I kind of we kind of had that theory together. It's a really good episode. If you guys aren't watching Zenshu, watch it. ReZero, I mean, come on, guys. Next week we're getting these people falling like flies. It's great. Red Ranger, it was a really good episode. They bond mergered, and that's all that matters about that episode.
Yeah.
If anyone knows what I'm talking about, a bondo merger.
Yes, bomb.
Yeah, look, Vash forgot. You see that reaction,
Holy
boys?
shit.
Bondo merger. Bro, we were laughing so hard.
Oh shit, you're right.
It was myself.
Oh, shit.
It was myself, Neko, Vash, and Memory. We were dying every time they said Bondo merger. It was so
So
good.
spicy and
And it was in the
so
most
good.
awkwardest time, and the voice actor just kept saying "Bon Mojer, Bon Mojer," and we just were laughing like
Merger.
okay, cool. Where's this coming from? Like,
Nani?
yes.
oh, you don't know, Crash.
You don't know, but you gotta watch.
No.
Imagine holding a shiny rock like a gemstone and saying that you want your girl on top of the bathtub, and then what happens? The girl comes down top of the bathtub.
No, it was the
I've
guy.
seen some
He was in the
pictures.
back.
I will say.
I was trying to
but,
give Crash his perspective, not just
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
No. I will say I have seen some pictures of what you guys are referring to. I don't have context on it, but I know what you guys are alluding to. So I'm not like in the blind. I know what you guys are putting down.
I mean, I
said these
think bond merger kind of speaks for itself. I think we all know what they were saying.
and they bonded. They bonded.
And they really
They
merged
bonded.
their bond, if you know what I mean.
Spicy. I like
The
you.
fluids
they?
bonded. The fluids.
No, they definitely did. Now, the way they were they definitely did.
The fluids definitely got bonded at the very end.
Yeah.
But hey, speak to the rest of your list.
Number 5 is Crush at Work. Crush at Work is always peak. Again, maybe it's because I read ahead, but it's so good.
He bent her over and they did the deed. That's all you need to know, chat.
Yes, sir.
Guild Receptionist is really good. I'm getting a little bit tired of these super stereotypical villains, but we can ride it out. Solo Leveling. Honestly, solo leveling would be higher if I was a shonen tard, but I'm not. It's good. I like it, but it is.
The episode was peak at least.
Yes.
It's peak. It's a really good episode. The animation was great. The fights were amazing.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm looking for in my stories. But it is really good. So check it out. Sakamoto was fun overall. Medalist is number 9, and that's a shame because it should be number 1 because we didn't do a list last week because we did our hot or flop, which was really fun. And
It was fun.
if you guys want to know my opinions on Medalist, go there. I talked for so long that I was reprimanded at the end of the show. So check it out. I love that show. I love it so much. And if it was last week, I would have been talking for 20 minutes about how much I love that show.
We would have chat. Honestly, if we did not do Hot or Flop last week, we would have dead ass spent 25 minutes because myself, Neko, and Man God Graham, we all binge watch Medalist, so we would have spent a good 25 minutes just Medalist alone. So I do agree. Man God Graham has
Don't forget, chat. Don't forget. On week 12, we may or may not be giving our final reviews on the show. So Gremlin may have a chance to talk about his 20 to 30 minutes.
Tier list. We might do a fun tier list. Who knows?
We might have a tier list.
We may have arguments happening again. hey, the first one was fun. We could do another revision of a second one, but time will tell. Let's go. Continue, Graham.
And then my number 10 is I got married to a girl I hate in my class, where we got to see what Vash would look like if he was a little anime girl. It was great.
Oh my gosh.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
What do you mean? He is. That is, she came in like a typhoon. I have never seen somebody that more encompassed everything Vash the Stampede was more than the little sister that appeared. And I feel like Vash should be feeling threatened because his position just got taken.
You know what's funny?
Like,
I don't
the
even
really-
have a comment towards that, or even have a thought to even rebuttal. I'm just like, yeah, you got a point. I'm like, out of all our 18 episodes of recording of Off the Binge and the ones you've been on, this is the first time I'm actually speechless. How? Go.
I think
And
more
she took
accurately,
his
we
money.
can see
She's the real humanoid typhoon.
she is. I mean, I would say more accurately, we can see the MC being Crash fumbling in front of a pink-haired girl. I feel
Exactly.
like I think this is accurately how this episode is. This
Well,
is Crash IRL, you know.
I know. If we definitely had fans for fan art, they would have drawn me and Crash in the bathtub. But hey, you know what? This is the perfect time to transition into the outro
Draw
conclusion.
that. I need you guys to draw that.
Chat, please don't. But
chat.
hey,
So this is a wrap on our 18th episode of Off the Biz. What did you guys think about this episode? How do we feel about tackling back to our weekly coverage of week 7, week 8, and so on? Because I had a good time. Because you know what I'm gonna say? Episode 20 of Daima ends next week coming, and I'm gonna be nutting for Gogeta and Super Saiyan 4. If we get a Vegeta Super Saiyan 4, I'm gonna be nutting. Never just pass him out. Just be like, here's your magic. Be like Oprah. Never just do your thing. Even give something to Piccolo. Even I don't give a fuck. Hey Piccolo, grow the tail. Fuck it. We're gonna just give me fan service. That will be my episode of the week. Thank you, Toriyama. Rest in peace. And as a longtime fan of GT, I am genuinely happy. Thank you.
I will just say thank you guys for watching the podcast. This week was amazing to say the least, and I know the next week is just gonna, from here on out, things are gonna get better, spicier, and very more interesting. Things are just progressing as I expected to. So just get ready for more interesting takes from me, from Vash, from Neko, from Gremlin, and from any of our other guests coming on the next episode. Please get ready to see what happens on the next week.
Hey, for me, as always, I love the chaoticness that happens here and all the fun. Just know that for this next week, Zenshu and Meadows is going to fight really hard for my number 1. So I'm really conflicted already. So yeah,
just
golly.
I'm holding you
is going to be your number 1 for next week. So
I
Oh,
know.
that's gonna be
I know.
tough. That's gonna be tough.
Y'all
Metas,
ready for the
Daima,
smoke
solo
with
leveling.
Bill?
All these
Yeah,
are gonna be tough. Holy shit.
It's gonna be very hard.
Like I said, this is going to be a
But being
very interesting week.
Neko,
Week 8 is going to be a banger to say the least, and I think that's the last episode of Daima. So best believe this is going to be on a lot of people's top 10 for sure.
shit.
Not just the anime community, not just ours, but the whole world. This is the week where you need to pay attention on anime. Like anime for the winter season, for the beginning of the year, is still peak right now. Do not miss out on anything right now. This is the point right now. You got to get on anime. Fuck any other shows you're watching on Netflix or Hulu, or if you're seeing the high seas, anime is where it's at right now. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to get on. And if you don't have a way to, believe me, this high seas out there can provide whatever you need as long as you have an internet connection. But you didn't hear from me or Vash or anybody here on Anime Lately podcast or Off the Binge podcast. You heard it from a friend of a friend or some shit like that.
Wonderful week.
Mega Graham, give us your outro and segue us out.
all right, well, what do I got? ReZero next week. That's all I'm gonna say. Get ready. Hey, ReZero. I already know. I'm sorry. Hey, you know, I'm man, we need a show where I can talk about light novels. That's what we need.
We can launch that show. We can
corner.
launch that show. We can launch that. It's the
Yeah,
step
but like I need other people to read stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You're alone, buddy. Just be our like inside man. That's all you need to be.
You know what? That would be a good conversation for off there. But hey, guys, stay tuned for episode 19, where we'll be giving our first thoughts and reviews of the synopsis of the new winter season of the new year. Perhaps maybe a few surprises along the way. Thank you for listening to Off the Binge. We see you next week for episode 19 and for week 8.
Oh my god, month of love was ending.
That's true. It is next episode. The month of love ends.
She's dying.
Uh,
Internet. Stop. Come back. No, Neko.
Oh.